U.S. Cellular's Thursday Night Lights presented by Northwest Surgery Center on My 24 is brought to you by U.S. Cellular, in the middle of anywhere. Northwest Surgery Center, Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, Menards, and by the Big 920. Additional support has been provided by the U.S. Army, Goodwill, Salvation Army, Sweetwater, Gruber Law Offices, and Bryant and Stratton College Athletics.
Well, all due respect to novelist Thomas Wolfe, who says you can't come back home. It's great to be back home. My hometown, Kenosha, tonight. Kenosha Bradford taking on the Franklin Sabres. With Terry Kelly, John Weiser up in the booth, we're set to call the action here tonight. Should be a great matchup here in the Southeast Conference. As we said in the pregame, Bradford in kind of a must-win situation here the rest of the way out. They've got to get 3 wins in the last 4 games to become playoff eligible.
And they don't have to repeat what they did last year, where they won 3 in a row at the end of the season to get into playoffs. They'd like to make it a little easier trail.
For Franklin, they're there, if you will. They're at that playoff eligibility, but they'd like to run the table here. They still have games with Racine Horlick and Kenosha Indian Trail, the other 2 undefeated teams remaining in the Southeast Conference.
Right, and you're obviously talking about seeding at the same time as they head into the playoffs. Amazing
string Lewis Brown has put together, 16 consecutive playoff appearances.
In the last 4 years, he's made it to 2 finals, a semi. He lost a heartbreaker to Arrowhead and lost in the 3rd round.
So we're just about set. Last full day of summer, and we're in the 80s here at kickoff. Temperatures in the low 80s, high humidity, so hydration going to be a key tonight for both sides.
Might be the warmest night we've had so far this season.
Certainly. The U.S. Army Color Guard making their way to the middle of the field, and we're going to enjoy our national anthem tonight. The Bradford Pep Band are going to perform along with Mr. Ben Woods. He's a junior here at Bradford High School, and he's going to take part in our national anthem tonight. Good crowd on hand. Hope you enjoy our broadcast tonight. But first, our national anthem.
Singing tonight's national anthem will be Junior Ben Woods. At this time,
Junior Ben Woods here at Bradford High School in Kenosha with our national anthem.
I was surprised you coming back home that you weren't asked to join in, but Ben Woods did an unbelievable job. That was fantastic.
You want to clear the stadium? Let me have a shot at that. Let's get into our keys to the game before we kick off here tonight for Franklin tonight.
Well, Franklin has to make sure they put some blocks on those 2 inside linebackers for Bradford. They're outstanding, the Glass cousins. They have to stop Marshawn Bell, gained over 500 yards rushing so far this year, and they need to take care of the ball. They can't afford to give it over to Bradford, set them up for a possible score.
For the Red Devils tonight, what do they need to do?
They've got to make their dives and inside zone plays work. They have to. They know how fast Franklin is on defense. they have to make sure they have to tackle well in space because Max Alba throws that ball around, and they have to find ways to pressure Max Alba.
Again, a reminder that U.S. Cellular's Thursday Night Lights available streaming live online. Log on to my24milwaukee.com. Click on the TNL link. You can also find complete game videos and photos from this season's games. Also, don't forget tonight's game will be rebroadcast Sunday night at 7 right here on My24. Matt Rizzo and the Bradford coaching staff getting ready for that one. High-fiving Scott Steger, the offensive coordinator for the Red Devils. Red Devils will get the ball first. Lewis Brown, the head coach at Franklin. What a job he has done with that program through the last several years.
Yeah, I mean, playoff time, Franklin is always in the hunt.
It was on this field that they beat Lake Geneva Badger to get to Madison a year ago.
And they had a lead going on Kimberly, and then kind of a phantom play call that they felt hurt them.
TQ Washington is the deep man for the Red Devils. Run up and the kick. Punch kick to the far side. Zamari Evans across the 20, out to the 22-yard line where he is decked there. Getting down the field for the Sabres that time. Josh Manernowski, the 6'2 senior on special teams.
Yeah, Coach Rizzo is extremely impressed with the team's speed on defense for Franklin.
Got a penalty on the kickoff here. Gary Kufel, our referee tonight, his crew. So a good start here for Bradford. They get excellent field position, add 15 more onto that return, moves it out to the 38-yard line. We'll see it here. Yep. Right there by the man who made the tackle. He knew it right away. So this will be the Red Devil offense, led by Tony Martin, the senior quarterback. They'll line up 3 receivers here to the right on 1st and 10 from their own 38. Martin, a play fake, wants to throw immediately, gets it out complete the far side, making the catch. Cody Tostrud, the 5'10 junior.
Yeah, Tony Martin was pressed into service even as a freshman. Started full-time last year and had played quite a bit as a sophomore, so he has the experience that can help in a big game.
Try a running play left that time, nothing doing. Back to the line of scrimmage is all they could manage there, as Bell gets the first carry tonight.
Going a little bit with a hurry up and trying to get some things in, but Coach Rizzo had fears of trying to run laterally to get outside of Franklin because of the speed. That's why he talked about the inside zone and dives needing to be effective.
It's a very good team up front for Franklin. They're very quick and very good with their hands at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and short. And they'll hand it off on the end around. Coming back near side, again, nothing doing there. As on the carry was Will Darden, the sophomore, 5'10". Stop for no gain, so Franklin comes up with the stop here. They get a 3 and out here early in this first quarter.
That's not how Bradford wanted to begin this game.
Good play on the linebacker, Jake Wimmer, the inside linebacker, coming in to make that play. So the punting unit on. Elias Plaza, the junior, will kick for Bradford. Brad Tobin inside the 25 awaiting the kick. Just a gorgeous night here, very little breeze, and got that one away and belted a nice one here. Tobin will drift all the way back to his own 15. Trying to circle back to his right, gets across the 20. Out to the 25 and pulled down from behind there. Is getting down on special teams for the Red Devils. That was Trey Glass in on the stop on special teams.
Won't be the last time we call number 7 out and look for his cousin, number 8, Dominique, to be right there with him.
And you're in for a treat tonight. Max Elba is the quarterback here for Franklin. 6'5", 182. First team all-conference, second team all-area, second team all-state. He's got a baseball scholarship to North Carolina. Did the early signing, got that out of the way, and came out for football this year. He's going to flare it out here to the near side and read nicely as they got it out to Jake Stauber. Defense was ready, getting down there for the Red Devils. That was TQ Washington here on the near side corner. almost a block in the back there as he beat his man there at the line of scrimmage, beat the receiver out there. Got his face right in front for a 1-yard loss. 2nd down, 11. And Stauber in motion here to the near side. They'll hand it off Tobin. Tobin picks his way up the middle, tried to fight his way forward, got to the 30-yard line. Gain of about 2, maybe 3 on the play. Brad Tobin, 5'8", 165. One of the few two-way players here on this Franklin team.
Right. He sees time as a defensive back. Also one of their leading pass catchers this year, besides leading the team in rushing.
That was a Cousins tackle. Trey and Dominique both there. The Glass Cousins for the stop. 3rd down and 8. Elba's going to roll out. Going to flare it outside and throws it away. Incomplete. Trying to hit the wide receiver. That's Mitchell Hansing. Hansing with 13 catches on the year, the 5'11 senior.
Yeah, Franklin has 6 or 7 receivers, all with 5 or more catches. He really spreads the ball around, and that they're not hitting home runs all the time, but they are getting 15 to 20 yards per reception quite often.
Let's head down to the sideline. Our first visit with Mike McGivern.
Guys, I'm sure glad they didn't have these big screen TVs when I was playing. Every play they've got offensive line coach saying, look, fellas, how many times we talk about getting over the top and getting to the linebacker? Look at exactly what happened. I'm telling you, within 30 seconds, they can see the mistakes these guys have made. Like I said, I'm glad they didn't have it when I played.
Washington will drift back on the fair catch, back at his 28-yard line. And that's where Bradford will get their second possession. 8:45 to play here in the first quarter. A scoreless first quarter in Kenosha tonight.
Excellent punt that time by Takarian. He was the first team all-conference punter a year ago. And so far this year, he's averaging over 39 yards per kick. And you can see why he's a very effective weapon.
Well, let's see what the Bradford offense can do second time out. They'll put Darden as the single back in the backfield. 3 receivers left here. Martin will work from the pistol. Fake to Darden. Now on the scramble is Martin. He has some running room. Tries to get to the outside and gets to the boundary just short of the 40-yard line. Good scramble that time by Tony Martin, the senior quarterback for the Red Devils. He'll get a full 10 on that one and a first down, our first down of the game. Brought to you by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Tony's averaging over 5 yards a carry this year, so he is a dangerous runner.
So 1st and 10, Red Devils at their own 38. Martin again calling his own number. Got to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Getting in there for the Sabres, Johnny Pleva, the junior on the defensive end here on the near side.
His father's the defensive coordinator. I imagine they've watched a bit of film together.
2nd and 10, Red Devils from their own 38. They'll split the backfield. Martin with a running back on either hip here. This time it's Bell, Marshawn Bell going left across the 40 out to the 42-yard line. Good run that time by Marshawn Bell, his second carry tonight, the senior running back.
Yeah, at 6'2", 210, he is a big man to bring down, and Coach Brown talked about how they needed to make sure they tackled him.
Zach Martins, the junior outside linebacker right there. Again, this is a senior offensive line here across the board. Andrew Lyons, Craig Strupp, Zach Gable, Trey Grabeau, and Carson Kaprovic, all seniors up front for the Red Devils. Martin wants to pass, tipped at the line of scrimmage and knocked down incomplete. One of the linemen up front able to get a hand on it. Knock that one down. Get one more look here on the play fake. Looked like it was Alex Riestra maybe got in there. The safety coming in on the blitz that time got his hands up.
Yeah, they call this a 3-5 defense, but rarely you're only going to see 3 men rushing. They've got all kinds of combinations with linebackers, their strong safety, to put extra pressure.
Plaza's second punt, high snap, brings it down, rushes on, got it away. Tobin will fair catch this one at the 27-yard line.
Yeah, they're kind of playing with fire there on both of these punts. Guys coming through straight onto the punter.
31-yard kick by Plaza. 7:19 to go as we take one more look. Just gets this one out of the reach of the rush. So Sabres, their second possession here of this first quarter. Elba will have Tobin off his right hip. 3 receivers to the right on first down from his own 28. Wants to throw, swings it out to Tobin out of the backfield. Makes the first man miss, got to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Good recovery that time by the Bradford defense. It was Nate Swartz who had the first crack at him, I should say. Couldn't bring him to the turf.
His outside linebacker position, he came up, read that well. Didn't quite break down and get that low center of gravity, but slowed up the play.
Second down and 10. Elba again wants to throw. Stepping up under pressure. Now on the scramble, and down he goes. Good job by the Bradford defense again up the middle, preventing the rush. Najee Mitchell leading the way there for the Redmen.
Najee was a honorable mention performer last year on the defensive line for Bradford.
Redmen just pretty much 6 across that time and daring Elba to take it down and run. As we watch again from behind, that good play by Mitchell, able to slide off his block and make the tackle. Another 3rd and long here for Franklin. 3 receivers here to the near side, single back in the backfield. Elba under pressure, looking left, now throwing right, has a man out there, and it is caught at the 31-yard line. Falling backwards, Mitchell Hansing, the senior split end, with a man in his face, able to haul that one down at the 31-yard line.
Mitchell, that's his 14th reception on the year, and he's already caught 3 touchdown passes. And as we said earlier, Max Alba really spreads it around amongst his receivers.
41-yard pickup. One more look here. Somehow got through the 1-on-1 of Tremel Harris. On the carry, that's Ken Kobayashi. His first carry tonight, Kobayashi, the senior, 5'9", 177. 2 touchdowns on the year. Had one last week against Oak Creek.
Yeah, he'll come in to spell Brad Tobin a little bit after Brad's been playing defense, and a very effective runner himself.
Pickup of 4 sets up a 2nd and 6 for the Sabres. There's that first big play, 41-yard play, and you and I talked about this, Terry. If they keep Bradford, has got to keep those down to a manageable number, 2 or 3 at the max. There's a nice pitch and catch out to the far side. Spencer Kent, the junior, able to snare that one for the reception, have enough for the first down inside the Red Devil 20-yard line.
Coach Rizzo feared the crossing patterns from Franklin as well as their dig patterns where the outside receivers come across the field. And Alba can certainly deliver that ball on line.
Joey Bobick with the stop defensively for the Red Devils. Another Gruber Law Office's first down here for Franklin. Moving the football here with 4:50 to go in the quarter. Movement up front. The Red Devils were able to get it back, but Tobin around the left side inside the 5 and is dropped down near the 2-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle made by Joey Bobick, the junior free safety.
Now, everybody, when they hear about Franklin, they always think Alba, they're going to throw, but they have a very effective running game as well.
17-yard pickup down to the Red Devil 2-yard line. 1st and goal for the Sabres. Single wing to the left here. Elba pulls it back, going to keep it. Stumbles forward, got back to the line of scrimmage as he was tripped up there. Ball came out, but they rule him down at the 2-yard line. Little read option here. As Bobick got him to the turf, and that ball looked like it might have been coming out before he landed there a little awkwardly. Nate Swartz got the first crack as they give it to Tobin. Dives forward. Touchdown, Franklin. Brad Tobin, the captain, That is his 8th rushing touchdown of the year, a 2-yard touchdown run.
Franklin over the years, quite recently, has been known for its passing attack, but they also are kind of the home of some excellent offensive linemen, and they average about 250 apiece across that front line.
Takarian, the junior, on to attempt the extra point. This one is up, and it is good. We'll take our break. 3:52 to go in the first quarter. The Sabres strike first. Franklin 7, Kenosha Bradford nothing. The U.S. Cellular Thursday Night Lights presented by Northwest Surgery Center on My 24. Franklin draws first blood tonight. 7-0 Sabres on top of Kenosha Bradford. While Mike is king of the hill at work, he's the odd man out in a home that is dominated by women. Don't miss Tim Allen and Last Man Standing. That's weeknights at 6 and 6:30 on My 24. That's become my favorite go-to show when I get home from work.
A little identification with the character?
I think so, yeah, a little bit. 8 plays, 73 yards, that touchdown drive for Franklin. 41 on the pass play to Hansing. Onside kick, trouble there. Ball is loose at midfield. Franklin says they have it, and they do. Little chicanery there, a little surprise onside by the Sabres.
Well, smart move, I think, by Franklin. I think they feel that they might have a little edge with their offense and called it at the perfect time. And the last thing you want to happen if you're Kenosha Bradford is to give the ball right back.
It was well placed. It went right off the front line. And so Franklin will get the ball at midfield. Let's head downstairs to Mike.
Hey guys, quick question for Terry Kelly. Terry, how much film did you guys watch when you coached? That offensively, they stay the whole time and watch film, and they keep watching the same play over and over again. And I'm wondering, when you coached, how much did you watch?
Never had the advantage of having it on the sideline, so it was, both when we were going through in preparation for the game, and then when we'd show the film on Saturday mornings of our next opponent, or when we were analyzing. So we didn't have the advantage they have on the sideline now. And like you say, film doesn't lie. That's why you were happy that they didn't. Did they have film back in your day?
My day?
I better be nice. Mike will come back and get me.
Screen pass goes incomplete, sets up 2nd and 10 from their own 49 after the recovery of the onside kick. Alba with time. Looking left, throwing left, has a man out there over his shoulder, incomplete. Trying to hit Elliott Harris, the freshman. We heard about him at practice. Lewis Brown really likes this kid.
Right, excellent speed, good hands, 4 catches and a touchdown so far on the season.
Got a step on TQ Washington, and that's the other thing talking with Matt Rizzo. Loves Washington, gets to the ball, but being on that corner at 5'6", runs into trouble with some of the taller receivers.
Right, and the passing game for Franklin is very sophisticated, very well coordinated.
3rd and 10, here comes the blitz. Alba dancing around, and down he goes at midfield stripe. Who else but Dominic Glass, the 5'9" senior inside linebacker. Well, coming up later tonight, we'll highlight an important point in the game as our watershed moment. That feature is being brought to you by Sweetwater, Southeast Wisconsin Watersheds Trust. Well, the Red Devil defense buckled down after the onside kick here, forcing a 4th down and a punt. Takarian set to punt it away. TQ Washington inside the 15-yard line. Gets this one away. Washington stepping up at the 16-yard line. Will fair catch it there. 34-yard punt, no return. Bradford trailing 7-0 here late in the first quarter.
Yeah, I don't think co-offensive coordinators Jeff Klump and Jesse Miller were as happy with that last series by Franklin, especially after they got the ball back on the onside kick. I know they wanted to capitalize that and really turn momentum around.
Well, stay tuned. At the end of the game tonight, we'll highlight our player of the game. That is brought to you by the United States Army, Army Strong. Well, if anything, Franklin's flipped the field here on Bradford. The Red Devils trailing 7-0. We'll start this drive at their own 16. And this will be Bell trying to come across the right side. We'll get a couple. Marshawn Bell, quite a load, 6'2", 210. Also plays basketball for this Red Devil program.
Coach Rizzo has been very pleased with the effort that Marshawn has put forth this year, and they need to get him going inside to open up some of that short passing game.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7 from the 19. Martin going to put it up. Pass knocked down in the middle again, incomplete. It's twice tonight. Boys up front for the Sabres, able to knock down the pass.
Yeah, it's kind of a Mutt and Jeff routine. The nose man is 5'8", 210, Tanner Schwartz, but you've got Jacob Baumgart out there at 6'5", 228, and Johnny Pleva, 6'1", 210. But as we said earlier, they're always bringing a linebacker.
Matt Rizzo in his 5th season as head coach here at Bradford. Team facing a 3rd and 7 from its own 19. Play fake twice. Now Martin rolling out right side, has some room. Across the 25-30 and gets out of bounds across the 30-yard line as he took a hard shot that time from Jack Wadzinski, but picks up the Gruber Law Office first down.
Yeah, they were bringing 5 that time. They were trying to put some pressure, and Tony Martin was able to escape to the outside and get around him.
12-yard pickup by Tony Martin. You can see he's got certainly has the legs out of that quarterback spot. Some indecision, and Sabres will get to him, and down he goes at the 27-yard line. Murphy McCutcheon, linebacker that time, will go as a sack and his 5th tackle for loss this season.
Right, he's got 11 solo tackles to go on with that, and when you look at how he performed last year, 39 solo tackles. Real nose for the ball, as they say.
Got past Zach Gable that time. Clock is stopped here. The officials have stopped play. I think they're going to add some time to the clock here. Evidently, there's a whistle here in the stands here on the near side that the officials picked up, so they're going to stop play, make sure that gets taken care of. So a loss of 2 will set up a 2nd and 12. There's Matt Rizzo. Scott Steger is offensive coordinator. Across the way, Lewis Brown. Martin wants to put it up on 3rd down, and it's 2nd down. It's an incomplete pass. Had a couple of receivers out there. Jazir Woods, the deep receiver, at the sticks that time.
Yeah, they weren't quite on the same page there. You saw him crossing, and
have a penalty marker down as well here. No, maybe not. Defensive holding.
maybe there's our explanation for why the crossing pattern, that man didn't get to the outside.
So a 10-yard penalty on the Sabres will move the ball up to the Red Devil 40-yard line, sets up a 2nd and 2 for Bradford. This will be Darden on the carry. Close to a first down. See where the officials spot this. Looks like it's going to be just short of the line to gain here. Oh, they're going to give it to him first down. I've been wrong twice already on this drive.
You're right most of the time, there, John. You know, one of the things is we look over the charts we prepare for the game. The number of tackles for loss, sacks, mixed up among 7-8 players for this defense for Franklin. They're very quick, many different looks.
8 of their defensive starters with 10 or more tackles solo. That's how they spread it around. 1st and 10, they'll swing it out, complete the pass to Jazir Woods. He'll make the catch inbounds out near the 45-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 3, under a minute to go here in this first quarter. Zach Martins and Brad Tobin. Tobin going both ways here, offense and defense, to make the stop.
That's something Coach Brown was talking about when he watched his game film of his defense. How many guys rally to the ball? That time, 2 of them right there.
Stay tuned at the end of the game. We'll highlight our play of the game, brought to you by Goodwill and the Power of Work. Another run trying to work the middle. Again, it's Marshawn Bell with nowhere to go.
Yeah, other than one play for Marshawn where he got free for about 6 yards, they've really closed down on him.
I think Matt Rizzo's going to let this clock wind down and end our first quarter in Kenosha tonight. We're at Kenosha Bradford Stadium. 7-0 Franklin on top of the Red Devils. A Southeast Conference matchup tonight on our Thursday Night Lights on My 24. $7-0 Franklin. As we begin quarter number 2, Bradford going right to left, facing a 3rd down and 7 from their own 45. John Weiser, Terry Kelly, Mike McGivern, and Kira here with you tonight. And a nice dart thrown by Martin and a great catch by Tustrud to pull it in for the first down.
Yeah, Cody's an excellent baseball player. You know, that's where he's spending a lot of his summer. But Coach Rizzo talked about how well he wanted to get into the football season and get that start.
Get a good look at that pass over the middle down to the 41-yard line. Pick up a 14 on the play. I'll try again that run up the middle. And a nice run by Marshawn Bell, tough to bring down.
Yeah, they had him initially stopped, but then he lowered that shoulder, squirted through. Very important drive for Bradford to build their confidence. And then, once they feel that they are in the game, could be a very, very different game than what many people would have anticipated.
Again, Bell called on to get the lion's share of the running this year because Eric Doak III was expected to contribute. They were talking all-state honors for Doak, but during the team's 5-day contact period, tore his ACL and is on the sideline tonight with a knee brace.
Yeah, he rushed for over 1,200 yards last year and 21 touchdowns. Northern Illinois commit. They're honoring his scholarship. They've got a tremendous amount of interest in him and are eager to see him perform well.
Head back down to the sideline and Mike McGivern.
Hey, guys, on the Franklin sideline, they think that defensive front starting to wear down the offensive line here at Bradford. If you watch, they're rotating 3-4, and then they're bringing 2 fresh guys in. You'll see if their thought is correct, this offensive line from Bradford going to wear down before the end of the half.
We'll keep an eye on it, Mike. Good observation as Bell takes it over the left side. I believe he's going to be short of the first down at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, on that left side of Bradford's offense, Andrew Lyons is 275 pounds. Craig Strupp is 320. 2 seniors. You have to have those guys lead the way for him.
Alex Riestra able to get him down by the ankle. They'll go for it here on 4th down. Martin with the hard count. Now they'll change the play. It's Darden with the handoff. Fumbled the football. It's scooped up and recovered by Franklin Riestra. Able to come up with the loose ball. Darden would have had the first down, but lost the football as he crossed the line to gain. And Alex Riesta able to pick up the bouncing ball. Turnover, Red Devils.
The look on Coach Rizzo's face says it all, and that's the kind of thing that he felt, in the Racine-Horlick game. They had a game that they should have been in control, and they let it get away. Now he's got to rally the troops. Defensive coordinator has to get this guy's Mike Grinke to react well, and let's force a punt.
Will Darden's fumble has turned it over to Franklin here at their own 30-yard line. Elba with time. Hitch. And the go. Ball's in the air, and it's thrown off the back shoulder. Beautifully coming back to the football that time was Spencer Kent, the junior. The back shoulder throw picks up the Bryant and Stratton College Athletics first down.
The amount of time the offensive line gave to Max Alba, it's very tough as a DB to keep covering that man.
Waited a long time to get rid of that one. Najee Mitchell was bearing down on him and able to get that one out. Another big play to the Red Devil 41-yard line. 29-yard pickup. Elba over the middle, man out there. It's tipped and knocked away, incomplete. Once again, trying to work Hansing out there. Marquise Bradford out there on the defense. Had it right through his hands.
That was right on the mark.
Sets up 2nd and 10 from the Bradford 41-yard line. An early second quarter with Franklin up 7-0. Empty backfield, that 5-receiver look. Going to go over the middle and camp down, able to make the catch. That is Nolan Jessup, his first reception tonight, the 5'11 junior. So Elba spreading it around here tonight early on.
Right, a 5-receiver set. Twins on one side, trips on the other. The amount of time his offensive line gives him allows him to kind of see those guys break on their pass. Right on rhythm.
7-yard pickup, 3rd and 3 from the Bradford 34. Keep it back in. And they'll hand it off. Tobin fighting his way forward. Be close. Looks like he's going to be short of the first down. Brought down by Alejandro Contreras, the junior defensive lineman. That's his 10th tackle of the year. Read option that time to Tobin. Gain of 1, so sets up a 4th and 2 for Franklin. The Devils have to be disciplined here. Watch for the hard count.
Something we saw them doing in practice on Tuesday.
Play fake, going to toss it over the middle. It's incomplete. Had a receiver out there. Looked like Johnny Pleva was the intended receiver, the tight end, floating over the middle, and I'm sure Max Elba would like to have that one back. Look how he threw it off the back foot, Coach. Didn't really step into that throw.
Right, it was almost a case where he was too open and they were trying to hit that thing right on the money. Very important stop for Bradford.
So again, the Red Devil defense comes up big. Remember the onside kick that stalled the drive out at midfield.
And that fumble that they had when they had their drive going too. Now hopefully you're able as a coach to say, okay, you saw what we can do. Let's get back to business. Make it happen again.
Trips to the near side for Bradford here on 1st down. 1st and 10 from their own 33. As they take over on downs. 3-man front here for the Sabres and try to throw it out there. It's a live ball or an incomplete pass. Incomplete. Trying to get it out to Zamari Evans. Evans is an interesting player. 5'3", 120. Should have had that one.
Right. One of the things you pointed out, John, from seeing Bradford play earlier in the year, they love to put him in on the goal line because you literally can't see him behind those big offensive linemen. He bides his time and looks for the hole.
He had a pair of touchdowns last week against Tremper where he just got the handoff and just waited patiently for that little crease, either the guard center or guard tackle crease, whatever opened, that's where he went.
But Bradford needs to start getting something going on 1st down so they have more manageable 2nd and 3rd down plays.
Keep Bell in the backfield here. They'll put 3 receivers to the right side. And too much time. A little bit of a delay there. You saw Martin talking things over with Bell in the backfield, and so the Red Devils flagged for the delay of game. So now it puts you from 2nd and 10 to 2nd and 15.
Back in your own, inside your own 30, your play sheet gets a little smaller.
So be Darden in the backfield now, behind Martin, the quarterback, 2 by 2 other receivers. The hitch and go this way. Got a man out there, and it's incomplete. Just overled Marquand Williams by half a step. Otherwise, that might have been 6.
Tony Martin made a nice pump fake on that, dipped that shoulder. Defensive back bit on that, allowed him to break free, but they couldn't quite make the connection.
Williams got the edge on Martins, the outside linebacker here. Missed him by that much. 3rd and 15 from the 28. Kenton wants to throw, has time, over the middle, and it's nearly picked off as he overshot Williams again on a little crossing route that time, a little slant route over the middle, and the Red Devils forced to punt. Again, he was open. The pass just a little high.
A little high.
Tobin, the cornerback, out there in coverage for the Sabres. Plaza has gotten off 2 very good punts here tonight. Let's see if he can get a third one away. Tobin standing at his own 40.
Yeah, and Bradford needs to make sure they've tightened up that punt blocking for the kicker. Give him a chance to really kick this deep.
High snap. Got this one. Tobin's going to take it at the 39. Gets a nice block out across the 45 and brought down. Nice open field tackle by Glass that time. It was Dominique Glass on special teams getting down there. Otherwise, Tobin had some room coming around the near side. Let's head down to the sideline and Kara.
Thank you very much. I have Emmett Light, a loyal volunteer for the Salvation Army, down here with me. Now, what do you guys have going on in the community now?
So this year, the Salvation Army has the goal, and we're well on our way, thanks to you guys, of raising 10,000 new children's books. Our goal is to get all these books by Christmas so that we can then distribute them to our kids for the holiday season. So lofty goal, but we're doing pretty well. At each TNL game, we're collecting them at the door. So our next game is Whitnall, right? So if you're in the Whitnall area, come on down, bring a new children's book, help us out. Be much appreciated.
Thank you so much for what you're doing for our kids and, of course, for joining us for Thursday Night Lights. Back to you guys.
Kara, thank you so much. Tobin on the toss that time, got past Lampy and make a nice gain out of it across midfield to the Bradford 49-yard line.
Yeah, they had that little wingback shuffle motion across, and then they run the stretch play, and they try to get outnumbered on the flank of the defense.
All season, we will have the opportunity to talk with sponsors, coaches, and other guests down on the sidelines, finding out what's going on in the schools and communities we visit. Sideline reports being brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. No gain on the play there. Tobin again on the carry. Looked like Jake Dietz able to step up along with Javante Dampier. A nice feature on Jake in the pregame tonight. Well, another big third down here. 2-by-2 are the receivers here with a single back Tobin. Alba under pressure, wants to set up the screen, completes to Tobin. Tobin with some running room. Tobin to the 40, 35-30 and out of bounds short of the Red Devil 30-yard line. 19-yard scamper that time on the screen pass. Red Devils late to react. They saw it when it looked like the defensive lineman reacted a little late once they figured it was a screen.
Coach Brown talked about how with his offensive coordinators, they thought they might have to do some screens, a little bit of misdirection, because they know how aggressive Bradford likes to be, and they were bringing the blitz on the outside. Perfect time to hit that screen pass.
1st and 10. 3 receivers left. They try the hitch and go. Come back over the middle on the slant. Complete. Here to the near side. Breaking tackles and into the end zone for the touchdown is Spencer Kent. Kent, the 30-yard touchdown reception. 13-0 Sabres.
Yeah, they have 8 receivers on this team who've scored a touchdown reception, at least one this year. So that point we keep making about how Max Alva spreads the ball around makes it very difficult for you to try to work out any doubles on the receivers.
Second touchdown reception of the season for Kent. Extra point is through. 14-0 Sabres. They get the big third down conversion on the screen pass to Tobin. And then the connection between Elba and Spencer Kent. 14 touchdown passes on the year now for Max Elba.
Right. You know, and Bradford's made a couple good defensive stands during this first half, but unfortunately they keep having to put the defense back on the field. Their offense isn't, maintaining possession long enough.
Let's head down to the sideline and Mike McGivern.
Hey, guys, the Franklin offensive coaching staff talking to Max Alba. on that fourth down where he threw it over the kid's head. They said, look, relax, trust your eyes, and throw the ball. They're giving you enough time. Trust your eyes, throw the ball. Did a nice job that last play, didn't they?
Very good.
A quick learner. Kent capping off the 4-play 53-yard drive in 1:25.
You know, Mike is a basketball coach, no doubt is aware of how well Mr. Alba performs on the court. Not only is he a tremendous baseball player, three-sport athlete, basketball, understand he can really, put the ball in the hoop.
TQ Washington, the deep man here for the Red Devils. Stefan Blagovic, who does the kickoffs, gets it out to Evans. Zamari Evans across the 25 and is flattened at the 28-yard line. And down there for Franklin on special teams again, Jacob Maternowski. Twice tonight on special teams, he's been able to make the open field tackle. This week on Faith in the Zone, former Major League Baseball player Drew Sutton will join Mike McGivern to discuss his faith and how it has affected his life professionally and personally. Faith in the Zone, Sundays at 8 a.m. and again at 8 p.m. only on Sports Radio 105.7 FM The Fan, or check it out at faithinthezone.com. Important drive here for the Red Devils, down 14-0. Well, play fake again, the pass batted down, and it goes incomplete. Third pass deflected at the line of scrimmage tonight by the Sabres.
We'll have to see whether Tony's just throwing that ball a little low or whether it's not as though they're all 6'4", 6'5" for Franklin either.
It might have been Tanner Schwartz, the 5'8" junior, just climbed the ladder that time and got a paw on it.
Yeah, Coach Brown said Tanner's been a real pleasant surprise for him this year, how well he's performed at that nose position.
Martin again wants to put it up, under pressure, gets away. Second man gets in and gets him down. Jacob Bumgart, second team all-conference a year ago, able to get in there for the sack. That's his 5th sack of the season.
He's also got 11 tackles for a loss to go along with that. Outstanding lacrosse player getting recruited. Can you imagine a 6'5", 228-pounder playing lacrosse?
There's a couple of oddities tonight. He's a lacrosse player. We forgot Tony Martin's a two-sport player, but what sport does he play?
I don't know if I've ever seen a quarterback before be a wrestler. That is an odd combination.
Now 3rd and 20 from their own 28. They toss it out, incomplete. Like Jasir Woods, the intended receiver on that far sideline, and a 3-and-out by the Red Devils. This is going to be interesting here. They've had a rush on Plaza tonight.
Yeah, he needs to really get a good kick. Last time Brad Tobin was able to get a bit of a return on it. Need to pin them back a little further in their own side of the field.
You see Tobin standing at midfield. Here they come, and he gets it away. Short kick. Tobin will let it bounce. It'll roll across midfield and will roll dead at the Sabre 48-yard line. That's our commercial break. 14-0 Franklin on top of Kenosha Bradford. Our U.S. Cellular Thursday Night Lights on My 24. Franklin on top of Bradford 14-0. Well, it's the toughest reality show on television. It's American Ninja Warrior. Don't miss the action tomorrow night at 7 right here on My 24. Kind of look like the crew tonight. Our little pregame food tonight brought to you by Ruffalo Specialty Pizza 2 here in Kenosha. Crazy Kathy. Good to have her on board, huh? One of the best pizzas in Kenosha. I can attest to that. Many a time, the Weiser table graced by the Ruffalo Specialty Pizza 2 over on 45th Street in Kenosha. First down handoff, pickup of 3. The carry this time, that is Ken Kobayashi, his second carry tonight. Second and 7 for the Sabres. This becomes a very important defensive set here for the Red Devils. Can't afford to get down 3 scores to this Sabre team. Elba from the pistol. Rolling right, pump fakes. Still on his feet, we'll just throw it to the near sideline. Coming back to the ball, it's incomplete. Short hop Jake Stauber, the split end. There's also a penalty marker at midfield. Be a holding call here against Franklin.
Like any good receiver, number 1 was pleading his case that he actually had caught that ball, Jake Stauber, but wouldn't have mattered anyway. One of the things to note is Franklin doesn't really have guys going both ways other than 2 guys who do a little bit. But they've got about 18 guys they rotate in on offense as well as that many on defense. So they're always bringing fresh bodies. And that takes its toll.
I believe that penalty was on Johnny Pleva, the tight end. So sets up a 2nd and 21 for Franklin. They'll empty the backfield. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Elba in trouble. Elba's going to go down. Back at the 38-yard line.
And who do you
Who
think?
else?
Number 7 and number 8 are right there by the quarterback.
The Glass Cousins, as they always do, draw it up and meet at the quarterback.
Last year, each of those linebackers had approximately 100 tackles they were in on. Trey, a first-team All-Conference performer. Dominique, a second-team All-Conference performer last year.
It'll go as a sack, a loss of 1. 3rd and 22 again, empty backfield, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. And try and set up the middle screen, and the Red Devils read it well. Nowhere to go. As Pleva, the tight end, making the check that 36. That is Elliott Harris, the freshman, with the reception. Once again, Trey and Dominique displaying their wares.
1 on each leg. Just like Thanksgiving, let's make a wish.
Bet you that's the way it goes in the Glass family at Thanksgiving. Huh?
I don't know if I want to be invited to that table.
4th and 23.
Very important stand that time by Bradford.
Absolutely. They'll get the ball back in what could be good shape here to carry in the junior to punt.
Okay.
Gets this one away. Washington not going to take the fair catch, try and return it, but nothing there. Let's head down to Mike. Mike, you got a question?
I do for Terry Kelly. Terry, this Franklin sideline, very businesslike, very matter of fact, almost like they fully expect to win every time they get on the field. I think the Franklin team or the Bradford team a little more emotional. You coached teams at Marquette over the years where every time they hit the field, they fully expect it. They didn't hope they win. They fully expected to win. There's quite a bit of difference, don't you think?
Right, and the coaching staff that Coach Brown has assembled is outstanding. It's not yelling and screaming at practice. It's very much instructive. They're going about, they're explaining what it is they want to do, and you can see the players have confidence in that.
Try a handoff to Bell. Steps out of a tackle. Bell with some running room. Lowers the shoulder across the 45 out to the 48-yard line. A pickup of 14. Marshawn Bell, his longest run of the night. Brad Tobin got in the way.
At 6'3", 210, that's a large man to tackle. And came up, hit hard, but he keeps going, keeps his balance. Like to see him maybe tuck that ball away a little bit more securely. But once again, big first down.
Coach, I like the way he finished the run with the shoulder lean. Trying to throw it back near side, incomplete. Skips past Marquand Williams, the intended receiver. He was open again here on this near sideline.
Yeah, on the year, Tony's completed 70 of 109 passes, but tonight his timing with his receivers seems just a bit off. Needs to get into that rhythm.
Clock stopped, 2:44 to play. Each team with 3 timeouts remaining.
Now, number 10, Marquand Williams, has tremendous speed, excellent track performer.
So be Bell again, and Bell nowhere to go. This time the Sabre defense bottled him up at the line of scrimmage. Logan Brown in there at linebacker now, able to make the play for Franklin. And they'll shuffle 4 or 5 off, bring 4 or 5 fresh on.
Right. Logan, the son of Coach Lewis Brown.
Pickup of 1 sets up 3rd and 9 for the Red Devils. Trips here to the near side. And Jazier Woods, they fake the jet sweep. They go back to Marquand. And Williams able to break it to the outside. Marquand Williams out of bounds at the Sabre 25-yard line. 23-yard pickup and a first down. Brad Tobin ushering him to the boundary.
We talked about that speed just a second ago, and they were able to get that little fake and run that bubble screen underneath.
Excellent job by Williams once he made the catch to get going.
Brad Tobin did an excellent job of using that sideline as his friend. Kept that perfect angle so he wouldn't give Marquand a chance to cut back.
First downs brought to you by Bryant and Stratton College Athletics. Spotted at the 26. Martin under pressure. Martin on the scramble, far side, still on his feet, fighting for the boundary, and gets out of bounds short of the 23-yard line. And a late penalty marker comes down. They might add 15 more here at the end of the run.
Right, it's going to be interesting to see just how far he was out of bounds or whether it was one of those in-between calls, but the official threw the flag no matter what. So see what happens. See if we get that on the replay.
Lewis Brown pleading his case over there on that far sideline, but it's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty here. Be a little jaw-jacking after the tackle. We'll see. Martin able to get out. A little taunting there. That's probably what it was. Kyle Youngs. He's a senior. He knows better.
And that's what it was for,
Yep.
because it wasn't on the hit. It was only when he started getting in the face of Tony Martin.
Kyle Youngs flagged for the unsportsmanlike. Be 1st and 10 at the 11 for the Red Devils. Martin on the fake, scrambling right, throwing back over the middle, and incomplete is the ruling. Ball hit the turf. Tough throw for Martin, rolling right, trying to come back to that hash mark throw.
Right, throw is just a little low. The receiver was in the end zone and would have come up with the touchdown. But still, plenty of time left. Minute 43.
You have all 3 timeouts remaining. Bradford, their deepest penetration here offensively. Line up a slot here to the near side. And this is Darden. Darden fights his way forward inside the 5, down to the 4.
He's got a little habit of dropping that ball in front of him rather than putting that point away. Needs to be careful. He's only a sophomore, so you know some things to learn yet.
I like how they get down in the red zone here. They go right back to Darden. It was his fumble earlier. Now Bradford will take their first timeout here, stopping the clock with a 1:16. I believe Franklin actually taking the timeout here on defense.
Right, the last thing Franklin wants to do is let Bradford think they're in the game.
Coming up at halftime, we'll highlight this week's Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin Scholar Athletes. Also, Kara will have a chance to talk with a few of our sponsors. That's coming up during our halftime report here on My 24. 14-0 Franklin. Late here in this second quarter, Bradford trying to take advantage of a couple of big plays. That unsportsmanlike conduct penalty looming large right now, setting up Franklin here, or setting up Bradford, I should say, inside the Franklin 10-yard line. Let's head down to John. John, where are you?
Of this game here, Marina and the cheerleaders, they need you. You're down 14-0. They're at the 5-yard line. What are you going to do, Marina?
We're going to do it.
Well, let's do it. How do you do this? Teach me.
Darden to the goal line. Touchdown, Bradford. Will Darden, the sophomore, atones for the fumble and punches it home for the Red Devils. 14-6 Franklin.
We had talked about that confidence Bradford needed to have, and also the confidence that Will Darden perhaps needed to have. The coaches probably said, hey, give the ball up, no problem. We'll just come back to the next time, do the job.
6th rushing touchdown for Darden this year. Ariana's Amani in for the extra point. See the nice run off the right side. The kick by Asmani is through, and Bradford has cut it in half. 14-7 Franklin with 1:17 left.
Some nice blocking that time by the right guard, Trey Grabo, number 72, and Carson Koprovic, another senior, number 60. Cleared that way, and Will Darden just followed him into the end zone. Zach Gable at center.
The Devils coming up with a big play. So take one more look here. Watch the right side. This guy's just giving him a hole over there, sealing off that sideline, allowing him to get in.
A good block also by Marshawn Bell. You saw at the H-back position come in, take on that outside linebacker.
Well, the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty at the end of that drive set up the Red Devils. 8 plays, 68 yards in just under 2 minutes. Darden, his 6th touchdown of the year, and Bradford has cut it in half. Matt Rizzo, in his 5th season as a coach here at Bradford. 4-6 last year. They did make the playoffs, lost to Oak Creek in the opening round, something we talked about. They try and avoid the in-conference meeting in the first round, but last year was kind of an odd year. Bradford with the 4-5 record, able to make it in.
Right, and they had defeated Oak Creek during the season, kind of an upset win early on, came back. But you also need to mention they won 3 in a row last year to make it into the playoffs.
They had to win their final 3 to get eligible. That gave them 4 conference wins.
So Coach Rizzo happens to be the Dean of Students here at Bradford.
He's a good guy.
Carthage connection, isn't there?
Yes, he is. He was a graduate assistant for the Redmen. Jessup across the 20, cuts it back up the middle with some room. Jessup steps out of one tackle and a good recovery on special teams. As Bradford able to get him down, Nico Rosales, I believe, coming downfield to make that play for the Red Devils. Nolan Jessup 1 or 2 blocks away from taking that all the way back.
Very good field position. Oops, not so fast, right?
There was a flag. That block that set him up on the cutback at the 25-yard line was a block in the back. So this will bring this one all the way back inside the 20-yard line for Franklin.
You know, if they had been up at that 42-yard line or so, having a minute with Max Alba as your quarterback gives you a lot of opportunities. We'll see what the mindset is by Coach Brown and offensive coordinators Jeff Klump and Jesse Miller right now.
They'll empty the backfield. 3 receivers near side, 2 to the far side for Alba. Franklin with 5 penalties tonight for 60 yards. Alba with all kinds of time going over the middle. It's tipped and nearly intercepted. Crossing route over there. They also had a man open on the far sideline, but they tried to come back over the middle. Broken up by Joey Bobek.
I don't know if Max had a chance to see him, but
the single coverage on the far side came across the middle to help out. That left the receiver wide open on the Franklin sideline.
And I don't know whether he thought he had safety help over the top or what was going through his head right at that point.
Same formation, empty backfield here on 2nd and 10. Alba again going to air it out, far sideline. It is knocked down, incomplete. Intended out there. TQ Washington able to break it up. We get one more look. I think it was Hansing again, the intended receiver.
And there's that case. He had a perfect position inside on that man. He might only be 5'6", but his technique allowed him to play that ball well.
57 seconds to go in the half, and now a 3rd and 10 for the Sabres. Third straight time they'll empty the backfield here. Elba stepping up in the pocket. Back over the middle. It's thrown behind the receiver, Stauber. Incomplete, fourth down.
Well, let's see if Bradford put his kick block team in now and try to turn this game a little bit.
Plenty of time for Bradford. They have 2 timeouts remaining, 52 seconds to play. That drive took all of 7 seconds here for Franklin.
You can actually hear the crowd getting into it a little bit more here on the Bradford side.
TQ Washington standing at midfield. To Carrion. To Washington and is at the 48. Circles back. Trying to get the edge. They set the edge. Washington inside the 30. Out of bounds near the 22 flags. 2 penalty markers down on the play.
Excellent return, but unfortunately it was triggered by a block in the back.
So this one will be coming back. Referee Gary Kuffold being busy here in this second quarter.
You know, special team coaches try to drill into those blockers. If you can see his number, let him go. And sometimes you're just, caught up in the moment, and what seems to be logical doesn't happen. So there were 2 penalties, and the first one is that new rule this year: you cannot blindside a guy. It's a judgment call.
This will be the personal foul right there for the blindside block. There was the block in the back earlier. You're going to see it right here. Man coming down for Franklin, Jake Wimmer, getting blocked from behind. Or blindsided, if you will. That's it. As you said, the new federation rule this year in high school football. I think it's a good rule.
I think it's in college too, isn't it? That
I believe it is too, yes.
Implemented it. It's all for player safety.
From their own 45 with 38 seconds to play, Martin. Fire up. Near sideline, catch is made. And finally hook up with Marquand Williams. He'll get out of bounds at the 40-yard line of the Sabres. 15-yard pickup in a Bryant and Stratton College Athletics first down.
Still have over 30 seconds, and you've got time. You can see him drag his feet, make sure they're both in bounds.
Martin again wanting to throw. Gets it complete to Bell. Bell down to the 31-yard line, a gain of 9. Bradford going to take their second timeout here, stopping the clock with 24 seconds to play.
Yeah, now this is one of those situations. It's 2nd and 1. You got to make sure you get your first down, but you've only got X amount of plays you're going to get in before the half. Scott Steger, the offensive coordinator, undoubtedly kind of running down that list. What looks like gives us a best opportunity. We've only got 1 timeout left.
Matt Rizzo, always a pleasure. We talked with him at length at practice the other day and talks up his assistant coaches. You see Scott Steger, the offensive coordinator, another Carthage connection there.
Very positive coach, Coach Rizzo, and has been a little bit snake bit the past couple years. They've lost some real heartbreaking games. The one that they lost last year when they dedicated the field.
Yeah. 2 years in a row to Horlick. They had Horlick down in the second half in both of those games and still lost the ball game. They'll hand it off. Darden around the right side. Inside the 30 will pick up the first down at the 27-yard line. Clock will stop while they reset the chains. Will Darden, who scored the touchdown earlier. And now the Red Devils will take their final timeout here with 19 seconds to play.
I don't know if that's a case where maybe they would have been better off to clock the ball, have the quarterback just spike it right away so they could have that timeout in their back pocket. That's one of those things. Judgment calls. Everybody sitting in the stands thinks they know the right thing to do. But you've got to go with what you think is going to give your team the best chance.
Well, Bradford back in this ball game. The Darden touchdown. And then the 3 and out after the ensuing kickoff. The defense stepping up, giving the Red Devils an opportunity here to get a score here late. They'll have a 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line right hash here of the Sabres. But you're out of timeouts here.
Yeah, you're forced either to throw sideline patterns or throw it into the end zone.
We'll see what senior Tony Martin and the Red Devils do here. Darden will be the single back.
And they've got double coverage out here on Marquand Williams, playing over the top on him.
Martin stepping up. Now on the scramble, and down he goes, and that's what you didn't want there. You got to get up and clock it here. Bradford will take their final timeout here. Evidently, Franklin had taken that first timeout back with about 2 minutes left. So Bradford had this one timeout remaining, so they'll use it here with 13 seconds to play. It's not what you wanted there. As Martin tried to take it upfield, might have been better served just to throw it away.
Yeah, and Tony's 5'10", so he doesn't have the advantage Max Alba does of really being able to see everything quite as well.
Now you have to find something here on the sidelines. Maybe come back to Marquand Williams again. He made that nice catch earlier on this drive.
Yeah, we saw that last time. They're playing a safety over the top on Marquand, so they've got coverage underneath, someone over the top. So who else are you going to go to? Cody Tustrud is also a prime target. He got 17 catches so far this season.
2 by 2 are the receivers. Single back. Martin stepping up, going to go to the end zone, has a man there, turning around looking for the ball, and it's overthrown, incomplete. Looking for Marquand Williams, the back corner of the end zone. Nice little route that time by Williams as we take another look. Kind of right down the hash and then cut to the back pylon. Good coverage. Tobin out there.
Yeah, Will Darden threw a key block to give Tony Martin a chance to throw that pass.
Now you got to find something quick to the sideline here with 7 seconds. Either that or you try the end zone again. Martin quick to the sideline. They complete the pass. Jazier Woods, the senior, on that outside, able to make the catch.
Well done that time. You've got that one shot. Looks like they're maybe bringing their field goal team in.
Yeah, with 3 seconds left here, this would be the call here without a timeout. You got to take what you can here. So Asmani on. This would be a 38-yard attempt from the right hash mark. Put it down at the 27. It'll be a 37-yarder. Has the distance, but wide left as time expires here in this first half. Bradford has halved it here, getting a touchdown late. A 14-7 Franklin lead here at the half in Kenosha. A Southeast Conference matchup, Franklin and Bradford tonight. Our U.S. Cellular Thursday Night Lights presented by Northwest Surgery Center on My 24. And welcome to our halftime report here on My 24, our U.S. Cellular Thursday Night Lights. We're in Kenosha tonight, Kenosha Bradford High School, a good one. Franklin leading Bradford 14-7. Tonight we'd like to highlight some special student athletes. The Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin is proud to present our Scholar Athlete of the Week nominees. This week's nominee from Franklin High School is Brad Tobin. Brad participates in football and track, is a straight A student. He's in the top 10 of his class of 254 students. Brad has been voted captain of the football team, was selected football all-conference last season on defense, and participates in the Yost program through the football team. Yost pairs Franklin football players with senior citizens in the community, offering help with household chores and championships. He's also the football rep for the Athletic and Activity Council. And from Bradford High School, our nominee is Ansel Fellman. Ansel has a 4.0 GPA and also runs cross country and track. He's a National Honor Society member as well as a state qualifier in both cross country and track. He gives back to the community by volunteering through his church and is planning on attending UW-Madison, majoring in chemical engineering. Congratulations to this week's Scholar Athlete nominees. At the end of the season, one nominee will be chosen to receive a scholarship courtesy of Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Check them out online at orthowisconsin.com. 14-7, Franklin on top of Kenosha Bradford. To the sidelines we go, and Kara.
Thank you very much. I have our Bradford Athletic Director down here, Adam Sulkel. Thank you so much for letting us take over the field tonight.
You guys are always welcome.
Well, thank you so much for having us. And you've had quite the ride at Bradford. You're on your 5th year. You've brought us this fantastic field, but what has the field and stadium done for you in terms of connecting you with the community?
Well, as you know from last year, this is the first year Bradford's had a stadium on their campus since back in the 1960s at Lakefront Stadium. So it's really given the alumni and the local community around the high school a sense of pride having this school right here on campus with the stadium, and we get a lot more community support from Bradford alumni and the North Side people.
That's fantastic. And what can we look forward to within the next couple of years?
Well, our district's in the middle right now of an energy efficiency project, so they're working on a few middle schools right now. Bolin Middle School, one of our feeder schools up the road, is getting a little bit of a facelift and improving their energy efficiency, and in about a year and a half they'll start a very similar project here, giving the rest of the building a little bit more of a facelift.
Well, and I'm sure that makes you proud as a member of this school, but then it also makes the students proud, the teachers proud, so everybody's proud. Speaking of being proud, you guys are up against some tough competition tonight. How are you feeling about tonight's game?
Well, Franklin's a very tough opponent. As you can see, they're ranked number 2 in the state, and some people would argue they're number 1 in the state. And for us to only be down 7 at halftime, we've made some great defensive plays this first half, and hopefully we can stick with it through the second half.
Well, you're putting up quite a fight. So thank you so much again for having us for Thursday Night Lights and for all that you do for Bradford.
Thank you very much.
And back to you.
Adam and Kara, thank you so much. 14-7, Franklin on top of Bradford. We'll have more of our halftime report coming your way next on My 24. Welcome back to our halftime report here, part of U.S. Cellular Thursday Night Lights, presented by Northwest Surgery Center. The number 2 team in the state, leading Kenosha Bradford by a score of 14-7 in Kenosha tonight. Back down to the sidelines we go, and Kara.
Thank you once again, John. I've got Allison Thielen and Sparkles, the Water Spaniel, down here with me, and they're with Respect Our Waters. Can you tell us a little bit about the organization?
Yes, Respect Our Waters is a program that we have to bring awareness to stormwater runoff issues in the area and to teach people simple things that they can do on their own property to help reduce it. So, every time it rains, the stormwater runs over the land towards the nearest storm sewer, and it picks up all kinds of pollutants on the way. So anything from, pesticides and fertilizers to grass clippings and leaves, and dog poop is actually a big one.
That's probably the first time I've heard dog poop on our Thursday Night Lights, so thank you for bringing that to us. It doesn't feel like it tonight. It's 80 degrees, but we're heading into fall, and people are going to start collecting leaves and getting ready to get rid of that waste. What should they do?
Yeah, well, tomorrow's the first day of fall, actually, so we're still mowing our lawns, and the practice is pretty much the same that we recommend for grass as we do for leaves, and so just try not to get them in the street is the main point, and the way we do that is we use a mulching lawnmower, simply run over the leaves, leave them on your lawn, or you could compost your leaves and grass clippings, but definitely check with your municipality to see if they have a leaf collection program if you don't want to do either of those things, because that'll keep them out of the storm sewers.
And obviously, we are joined by probably one of the more exciting features of this interview, Sparkles the Water Spaniel. How did he come about?
Yes, Sparkles, we all came up with Sparkles. We created him, we birthed him. He is our sassy, snarky mascot, and he is a water spaniel, an American water spaniel, which is very appropriate. And considering we talk about dog poop and the importance of cleaning it up so often, he's a good friend of ours.
Well, he's a great addition to your team. Thank you so much for joining us and, of course, for what you do in the community. Sparkles, thank you for joining us. And back to you guys.
Kara, thank you so much. Sassy and snarky. We got that in on an interview tonight, too. Well, it's time to look at our games to watch, brought to you by the Big 920 WOKY. Games to watch tomorrow night in the Southeast Conference. This is a good one. Oak Creek and Indian Trail.
Indian Trail sitting 3-0. Oak Creek would like to derail that process a bit.
Over in the Classic 8, Kettle Moraine, Catholic Memorial.
Catholic Memorial coming off a loss. Kettle Moraine coming off a big win. So this is one that Kettle Moraine needs to kind of get them over the hump in that Classic 8.
And playoffs on the line in the Woodland West.
Yeah, New Berlin West, had a tough game last week with New Berlin Eisenhower, a very fine team. And Greendale has been coming on a bit as the season has wore on.
And on the Big 920 Sendik's Game of the Week, Oconomowoc takes on Arrowhead. That's on 9:20 a.m. or on the iHeartRadio app. Keyword, the Big 920. Pregame at 6:45, kickoff at 7 o'clock. Oconomowoc, as Forrest Gregg used to call it. Oconomowoc taking on Arrowhead. 14-7, Franklin on top of Bradford. We'll step out on My 24. Welcome back to our halftime report here on U.S. Cellular's Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Northwest Surgery Center. 14-7, Franklin on top of Kenosha Bradford. Time for our U.S. Army sideline interview. Once again, here's Kara.
Thank you very much. I have Sergeant First Class Tyler Tiemann down here with me, who I actually found out just got a rank upgrade. So it was Staff Sergeant, now Sergeant First Class. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And why exactly did you join the Army?
A multitude of reasons. I mean, both my grandfathers served in World War II, so I guess in one sense you can say it's in my blood. My father, he's a hardworking American bricklayer, so the patriotic and hard-working mindset was kind of instilled in me through my father, so thank you to him. My mother is also a very helpful person. She spends pretty much all day, every day helping people nonstop, so I guess that's just, I was kind of bred for it, so.
That's wonderful, and it's great to have your family's support. Now, as we stand on the sidelines of a football game tonight, how do you think the football game and youth sports would prepare anybody for joining the Army?
Every youth sport has its benefit, especially for soldiers coming into the Army. I grew up wrestling, playing football too. So football brings together the whole teamwork aspect. Without, one position, the whole team's going to fall apart. So I would directly correlate my job as a combat engineer to the job of a fullback, breaching obstacles, right? So the fullback has to breach the obstacles, which is the linebackers and the linemen, so that running back can get in there and get that touchdown, which Bradford's going to be doing here in the second half.
So you've definitely done your homework, and it's been in your blood for a lot longer than you actually know, too. And what are the basic qualifications for joining the Army?
All right, so basic qualifications. You have to be at least 17 years old with parental consent and general good health. And you have to pass the ASVAB. Other than that, you have to have the will and determination to make it through, and you have to be the right guy for the job, or we're not taking you.
Well, and obviously we're standing right next to one. So thank you so much for all that you've done and for sharing your experience and your stories, and of course for joining us for Thursday Night Lights.
Thank you.
And back to you.
Kara and Sergeant First Class Tyler Tiemann, thank you so much. Time for our U.S. Army highlight package from the first half, Terry, and got a couple of nice ones here early on. The touchdown run by Tobin to get things started for Franklin.
Follow that big offensive line right into the end zone.
Franklin up 7-0. And the little hitch and go here, going back over the middle, completing that pass for the touchdown from 30 yards out to Spencer Kent, and it was 14-0 Franklin.
Right, and at that time, Franklin really had it rolling.
But Bradford came alive here as Will Darden, overcoming a fumble earlier in the half, goes over from 2 yards out. The extra point cut the lead in half to 14-7. Bradford had the ball one final time late, but a 37-yard field goal went wide left as time expired here in the first half. Our first half highlights brought to you by the United States Army. Army strong as we take a look at the numbers here from that first half.
And one of the interesting facts here is Kenosha Bradford's actually run more plays than Franklin, but the penalties on the Sabres have made a difference.
So Franklin on top of Bradford 14-7. We'll be back with second half action from Bradford Stadium in Kenosha right after this. Franklin Sabres will get the football to start this third quarter with Terry Kelly, John Weiser up in the booth, Mike McGivern and Kara, along with John Pearson roaming the sidelines tonight from Bradford High School in Kenosha. Entertaining first half. Hopefully we can duplicate that here in the second half. Adam Solka doing the multimedia thing here. He was on with Kara, ran up here to do the radio interview, and now he's trending on Facebook.
He's trending. No telling where this might lead.
Eric Corbett, if you're watching, he's trending already on Facebook, buddy. I'm telling you. This is how it starts. This is where it starts right here.
And that's one of the things Lewis Brown told us about. One of the things he does to promote sports and football in Franklin is he runs a free conditioning camp for 4th through 8th graders. Free. Had over 100 young people involved in that last summer.
John Pearson
keeps
hanging
getting
out with the band.
Keeps getting lost in the crowd.
I know. You just never know with John, do you? Osmani to kick off here for Bradford. And this one will skip and bounce and picked up by Jessup. Jessup covered immediately back at the 24-yard line. Red Devils getting down quickly on special teams. Getting down to make that play. It was Marcus Bradford. Yes, indeed it was. What does John have for us now?
Yeah, here we go. All right, we're starting the second half at 14-7. Kind of a surprise here. The band is ready to get things going, and what do we got to get going here in the second half for you guys to keep the crowd going and keep us pumped up?
Well, Ben, you got this. Sweet Caroline's one of our signature pieces. It really gets the crowd going. It's one of our standards. We're happy to play it at the games, and it really gets the crowd going.
Okay, is this natural, or is this a kind of a makeup thing you got going here?
It grows larger when I'm naughty. It grows like Pinocchio's nose.
All right, and one thing in my gift to you guys, if I can lift you up here, I will never wear these shorts on TV. So come on back. That is my gift to you guys as the second half starts.
All right, John. Oh, Tobin on the 2-yard run, 2nd and 8. Pass coming back near side, juggled and dropped. Incomplete. Wasn't going to be much of a pickup there as Nolan Jessup trying to shake the coverage that time by Nate Schwartz here, the outside linebacker.
Yeah, actually Jessup was going to be able to recover, but Nate came in and knocked him away from the ball.
Another 3rd and long here for Franklin, 3rd and 8. Let's see what Max Elba has dialed up here. As Tobin to his right. Play fake. Stepping up. Going over the middle, and it's incomplete. Receiver had it and dropped it again in traffic. Spencer Kent. Trammell Harris out there in coverage for the Red Devils.
Trammell was inserted into the starting lineup right today before the game. Coach Rizzo thought he had really been coming on this year.
It was Hansing 16 that was the intended receiver out there. So another 3 and out. 3rd time tonight the Bradford defense has forced a 3 and out on Franklin. TQ Washington standing inside his own 40. To carry in, had it blocked. It's loose at the 15, rolling to the boundary and out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Red Devils come up big on special teams. Might have been 61 Max Peel, the junior, going up the middle. Let's see. No, that was Glass. That was Trey Glass who got the block. It was Peel who tried to cover it up and took it out of bounds.
You know, one of the rules coaches kind of follow, the longer you let a team stay in a game, the more it can get away from you.
So Bradford with a golden opportunity, down 7, will start this drive at the Sabre 15-yard line. Darden probing the right side. Chopped down at the 13-yard line to pick up a 2. So Darden, the Bradford touchdown in that second quarter, has overcome the fumble already tonight. Second down, 8 from the 13. Give it to Bell. Bell with a hole. Bell to the 5. Goal line. Touchdown, Bradford. Marshawn Bell, his 5th rushing touchdown of the year.
A little counter action, pulling that backside guard and tackle, kick out, and he followed right through the hole.
Alex Riestrick got him by the ankles, but could not prevent him from getting into the end zone. Osmani for the extra point. Right down the middle, and we're tied at 14. Let's head to the sideline and Mike McGivern.
So a lot of excitement on this sideline at Bradford. They came out and exactly what they talked about at halftime, which was let's hit them first. Let's punch them first and see how they react. Look, they haven't given up. Franklin's given up 23 points the whole year. 14 so far. Again, let's punch them and see how they react. So far, so good, boys.
2-play drive set up by the block punt. Trey Glass blocking that punt. Peel able to usher that ball out of bounds. And it was Marshawn Bell with his 5th rushing touchdown of the year, tying this game at 14. A lot of confidence in those red jerseys right now.
Right, and Coach Rizzo couldn't have asked for a better start. Excellent coverage on the kickoff, followed it up, 3 and out, block the kick, get the score.
Tobin on the near side, Jessup on the far side, awaiting the kick by Osmani. Bradford capitalizing on the block punt early here in the third. Will kick it away. Jessup from the 12. On the run, far sideline, 35, cuts it back at the 40, out across midfield, and he was tripped up. That was almost 6 the other way. Jessup with a nice return. Able to take that down the far sideline. Right there, that cutback. And it was another Glass able to come up, or Josh McDonald, able to come up and make that play from behind. Otherwise, that could have been 6.
Yeah, they lost the contain on that kickoff return and let Jessup get up the sideline.
Elba, 2-by-2 are the receivers. Tobin the single back. With time, back over the middle, crossing route complete. Able to fight his way inside the 35 down to the 34-yard line. That is Spencer Kent with the reception.
First completion for Alba in his last 6 passes. Trying to get his rhythm back here.
Marquise Bradford, the senior free safety. Able to wrap him up and bring him to the turf, but enough for a first down. This quarter's first down brought to you by Gruber Law Offices. As they swing it out and nothing doing. Tried to hit Tobin out of the backfield, and once again, Trey Glass, first team all-conference. That's 4 solo tackles tonight for Glass.
Yeah, running a little screen that time, but well read by the Bradford defense. Excellent, excellent tackle.
Lose about 4 on the play, so 2nd and 14. Trey Glass last season over 100 tackles. He was in on over 100 stops last year in 10 ball games. It's double digits every game. Alba faking, rolling left, now wants to throw, completes. Elliott Harris fumbles the football. Did Bradford recover? Let's see. Indeed, they have it. It was Pleva, the tight end. We think it might have been Trey Glass, or Dominique Glass came up with it. Was it Trey Glass that forced the fumble?
Here we go on the replay.
It's a tough play. Alba had to square around and throw it. Pleva had the catch, made a football move. And Bradford with 2 straight turnovers. Here's one more look. Might have been Joey Bolbeck who forced that ball out. Penalty marker down as the catch is made at midfield by Marquand Williams, but let's check out the penalty.
Holding on the defense, number 42. That penalty is declined.
Second time tonight.
First down.
Franklin's been guilty of the defensive hold. That's their 6th penalty. They'll decline it. They'll take the play to the 49-yard line. Another first down brought to you by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Martin wants to throw. Comes back over the middle. Williams complete. Williams on the run. Williams breaking a tackle, 45-40. Trying to get to that far boundary and out of bounds near the 30-yard line. They'll mark him out at the 33. It's a gain of 16 and another first down. Bradford in rhythm.
That's that little rocket screen once again, bringing it in from the outside. His linemen slip out to the left. He comes underneath, frees him up.
Now hand it off Darden. Darden down the far sideline. Darden inside the 25 down to the 21-yard line. They've got the Sabres backpedaling here.
You know, they always talk, you hear everybody on TV talk about Mr. Momentum. Okay, he's entered the game, but now Bradford has to capitalize on that.
Another penalty here. Illegal shift here against the Red Devils. 2 men in motion. Well, they walk off the penalty. Once again to the sideline we go, and Mike McGivern.
Defensive coaches here at Bradford, they talk to these guys, but the emotion of the defensive sidelines, the Glass brothers, they are the emotion. These guys talk, they all listen. These are good football players right there.
Certainly are. They carry that defense well respected. Martin on the draw, fighting forward on 1st and 15, going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Now the Sabre defense starting to stout up. Pleva, whose fumble, gave the ball back here to the Red Devils, making the stop. Johnny Pleva, the junior. One of only, I think, 3 players that goes both ways here.
Yeah.
Offense and defense for
Excellent,
Lewis Brown.
Excellent student, 3.9 GPA. Scouted that one out well.
Hitch and go, coming back near side. Wide open is Williams. Touchdown, Bradford. Marquand Williams from 38 yards out. The hitch and go. Bradford takes their first lead.
That's the same throw they tried early in the first half. Dipped that shoulder, cornerback jumped it. Tony put it right out. And they're not going to catch Marquand.
Tobin bit on the fake, and Marquand Williams in for 6. Osmani for the extra point. (21) unanswered by the Red Devils. They take their first lead, 21-14. Special teams and a defensive fumble recovery, and the Red Devils lead the number 2 ranked team in the state here by 7. Couldn't have drawn it up any better in that locker room at halftime for Bradford.
Yeah, one of the common opponents these two teams had this year was in the preseason with Wilmot. very similar games, you would have said, okay, Bradford, Franklin, maybe somewhat comparable. Bradford had that little stumble against Horlick that cost them. But now all of a sudden, if you get that confidence, we've used that word a couple times this evening, makes a big difference. We'll see now, how does Franklin respond? They've been there before.
Well, it's interesting because Franklin opened up the year with that huge win over Waterford, 55-0. Then they go to Wilmot. And Wilmot scores the touchdown, went for two for the win, and came up short.
You know, Coach Rizzo really likes the kids on this team, and he just said, we just need some things to go our way, but we have to make them go our way. And they're really trying to do that this evening.
Osmani to kick off. Bradford with 21 unanswered points. 4 plays, 66 yards in just over a minute for the Red Devils. Just a little pop-up kick here to the sideline, and the Sabres will let it go out of bounds. They tried that a couple of times last week against Kenosha Tremper and caught the Trojans napping. They actually recovered one in the second half, almost to the exact same spot.
Yeah, you hate to shorten that field up for Max Alba. You know, that's one of those things. You're between which ones are we going to try?
Out of bounds. The penalty choice.
So the Franklin will get the football at the 35-yard line. I think based on the last couple of kickoff returns, I think if you're Matt Rizzo, you'll take this right here.
Right.
Defense has to buckle it up here. 8 minutes to go, third quarter, 21-0 Bradford.
Now, we've seen Franklin do some of the screen passes they talked about during this week. We're waiting to see some of that misdirection.
Stacked 2-by-2 here are the receivers. They'll hand it off. Tobin spins out of one tackle, but runs right into Trey Glass. Glass now with 5 tackles tonight, plus the fumble recovery. Tobin coming in, captain of this team. He's rushed for 316 yards entering the game tonight. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
Yeah, Tobin also has 15 catches coming in tonight's game, so he's a dual threat.
Elba wants to throw, looking left, over the middle, short of the first down. Able to make the catch and dropped immediately was Spencer Kent. Good job by the linebackers that time over the middle. Stay with it. Stay tuned at the end of the game. We will highlight our player of the game. That is brought to you by the United States Army. Army strong. Well, 3rd and 1 here. From his own 44. Elba has a wing on the left. Now will duck in under center for the first time tonight. We'll hand it off. Fake it. He'll come around the near side. Elba pulled that fake nicely. We saw that in practice, and we'll get the first down out near midfield.
Another thing with that formation, they're setting up what they call the hip play. They have a man stacked behind the tight end, and what happens is the man split out wide, steps off the line. They actually wind up having a sneaky trips on that. See if that's something they go back to try to hit a pass a little later.
Just enough of a fake there through Max Peel off as he was in the backfield there. 1st and 10 now for Franklin, and now a false start. Trevor Shahoney,
offense number 71,
the senior
5-yard penalty,
right tackle.
First down.
Yeah, Trevor's one of the captains, 2nd-team All-Conference last year, getting some looks from some college programs. Had 6'4", 290, has the size as well as the mobility to be successful at the next level.
1st and 15 from their own 45, and Elba's going to go empty here. 5 receivers, 3 on the left side for Franklin. Red Devils are going to rush 4. They'll swing it out. Over the head, is that a live ball or not? It goes out of bounds. They're trying to swing Tobin that time, who was lined up as a receiver as the 2nd slot on that left side.
You know, we've seen Max Alba throw some excellent balls, but we've also seen just a couple, just a shade off and some connections getting missed, just a shade high, trying to feed it to Tobin.
2nd and 15. Now the bunch trips here on the left side with a single receiver right. They'll keep Pleva the back in the backfield here. Elba being chased by Glass, got it away. Downfield ball is tipped, nearly intercepted as it falls to the turf. Incomplete.
He threw that one into triple coverage. They had dropped 3 right on the receiver.
Marcus Bradford got his hands on it there momentarily for the Red Devils. He's played a nice ball game tonight defensively for Bradford. One more look here going into triple coverage. He's looking for Kent. Marquise Bradford. 3rd and 15 now for Franklin from their own 45. Stacked twins here either side with a single back. Looking left all the way, coming back over the middle. Catch is made across the 30 and down inside the 25-yard line for Franklin. That is Kent once again.
Big conversion there. They faked. He had that potential to throw a quick out over to the sidelines. Instead caught the man coming in on the slant.
Dietz and Bradford there to make the play at the 25-yard line. 30-yard pickup for Franklin. Tobin, left side. Tobin breaks one tackle inside the 20. And forward progress stopped near the 18-yard line. Pickup of 7 for Brad Tobin. See what play Elba wants to dial off that wristband here. Tobin will remain in the backfield. 2nd and short.
Going to run that stretch play to the outside.
They got it to Tobin. Tobin breaks out of a tackle. Tobin inside the 5 and down to the 4-yard line.
Have to look at that again. It looked like Tobin might have been getting set up to try to throw a halfback pass on that pitch.
Bradford had him behind the line. We have
he was getting set to throw.
That was going to be a halfback option, but we also had a penalty flag on the play.
32. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 2nd down.
Holding the call here on the near side. 8th penalty tonight on Franklin.
You know, they had a couple penalties that allowed Bradford to have drives continue, and now they've had a couple penalties that are stifling a little bit of their drive.
Well, that would have been 1st and goal. Becomes 2nd and 17. We'll mark it at the 32. 4 receiver look to the left side. We'll try and set up the screen far side. Completes the pass down the sideline. That's Hansing. And out of bounds near the 15-yard line. Might have been Nolan Jessup. Those gold numbers on white jerseys will trip you up every time. That was Nolan Jessup on the screen. A nice block there. Swartz had a chance. He got shoved out of the way. Franklin coming up with something creative here, able to get the 1st down.
Yeah, those wide receivers, key for them, getting those blocks to set up Jessup.
Empty backfield, 5 going out here for Elba with time. Back over the middle, completes the pass at the 10 and wrestled down right at the 10-yard line by Dominique Glass. That was Jessup again. It's 5 tackles for Dominique. Jessup blew a tire there. He's going to have to get that shoe back on. 2nd and 5, 4.5 minutes to go here in the 3rd. Tobin dives forward inside the 10, down close to the 8-yard line. Bring up about 3rd and 3 here for Franklin. Dominique Glass again in on the stop for Bradford. 3rd and 3 from the 8. Elba looking left. Now Elba under pressure. Scrambles back right, throws, touchdown Franklin. Looking left all the way, then scrambled to his right, found Hansing just across the goal line. Mitchell Hansing, 5 receptions now, 5 touchdowns on the year for Hansing. And Franklin, an extra point away from tying this one up.
Yeah, you can't underestimate how much it meant for Franklin and development of this team. They had 5 extra games last year, got all the way to the state championship game.
The all-important extra point. Gets that one up and through. We're tied at 21, 3:49 to go here in the third. A good one brewing here in Kenosha. Franklin 21, Bradford 21 on My 24. What a game in Kenosha. Midway through the third, 21 all. Franklin and Bradford tonight. Scoring drive for the Sabres. 11 plays on 65 yards, overcoming 2 penalties, a false start and a holding. And Hansing with the 8-yard touchdown reception.
Once again, he spreads it around to a variety of receivers.
For all the info on the green and gold, including special guests, players, and more, watch Locker Room Tuesday nights at 6:30 on My Place for Sports, My 24. Zamari Evans on the return. Struggles forward out to the 29-yard line. 14-yard return for Evans. Alec Baudry able to make the stop on special teams. Well, now it's important for Bradford to answer here after getting the lead, scoring 21 unanswered to take the lead. See what Tony Martin wants to do here on first down. They will hand it off. Darden, nowhere to go. Going to be thrown for a loss. Will Darden, the sophomore. Not much there. Zach Martins, the junior linebacker, make the play.
Yeah, that time they stayed in their basic 3-5 set. 3 down linemen kind of, each took care of their responsibility, and then they're able to read the play, those linebackers, and scrape to the ball.
Stay tuned following the game. We will highlight our play of the game, brought to you by Goodwill and the Power of Work. 2nd and 12 from the 27. Showing blitz are the Sabres. Martin gets to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Quarterback draw. No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and long as we head to the sideline and Mike.
The defensive coaches on this sideline at Kenosha Bradford talking to their front line about hitting the quarterback from Franklin. They said, guys, a little more effort. Let's see if we can hit him a couple times and then see how he's going to throw the ball. See a little more pressure from the linebackers coming up next possession.
3rd and 11 for Bradford. Martin wants to throw. Ball tipped at the line. It's intercepted down the near sideline with it. That is Alec Baudry, first team all-conference a year ago with a penalty flag on the turf. 2nd turnover of the game for Bradford. It's the 4th or 5th time tonight the pass was deflected at the line of scrimmage, and this time Baudry able to come up with the pick.
As a pass blocker, you've got to get into that defensive man so he can't get those hands up.
We all set? Block in the back by the return team. It's number 43. Be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Gary Kufel, our referee tonight, on the call. But it will remain Franklin balls. Once again, you see the ball tipped at the line. Baudry able to get there for the pick. And now the Sabres, they have momentum.
Yes. Baudry, first team all-conference selection a year ago. Coach John Pleva looks at him as one of the stalwarts of that defensive backfield.
Tobin, the single back. They'll stack 2 receivers aside here from the Bradford 27-yard line. Shuffle pass to Tobin. break it down to about the 25-yard line, pickup of maybe 3. That's setting something up there for later on, I believe. That might have been Dominique Glass again in there on the tackle for Bradford. Again, same look. 2nd and 7. Gonna sling it out complete. They're going to break a tackle. That is Jessup, and Jessup inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line. Pickup of 17 on the hookup from Elba to Jessup. Again, able to spin his way out of the first tackle attempt by Tremel Harris. And Harris able to recover and bring him down, but it's 1st and goal Franklin from the Bradford 8. Gruber Law Office's first down here in this 3rd quarter. Elba going to pitch it. Tobin to the 1. Showing a little option look that time to the far sideline. Late here in the 3rd, Franklin, they're trailing 21-14. But to tie the game at 21, now looking to regain the lead here, facing a 2nd and goal from the 2. The officials halting play here. Tobin.
I think they're checking Tobin because he took a hit on the goal line, and I think they're saying they'd like to have him go to the sideline.
And they'll get Tobin over to the sideline. He'll be checked out there. Ken Kobayashi will check in. Add some time here to the clock as well. Put 6 seconds on there. 1:11 showing now. 2nd and goal from the 2. Elba now under center. Gives it to Kobayashi. Kobayashi into the end zone. Touchdown, Franklin.
Went right over that right side. Center Jacob Gannon, right guard Lucas Nichols, and Trevor Shahoney opened that hole. You had perfect seam for Kobayashi to run through. 3rd touchdown of the season for him.
So they take advantage of Bradford's 2nd turnover tonight. The interception by Baudry turns into points for the Sabres, and they reclaim the lead. Zakarian drills it through. 28-21 Franklin, just under a minute to go here in the 3rd.
14 straight points by Franklin to answer the charge that Bradford had been putting on.
Let's send it over to Kara.
Thank you so much. I have Cheryl Lightholder with Goodwill here with me. And Cheryl, can you tell us a little bit about our Goodwill?
Well, your Goodwill is the largest among 162 Goodwills in North America. We have over 100 locations in 23 counties in southeastern Wisconsin and metropolitan Chicago, and that encompasses retail and manufacturing and mission services.
And what type of career opportunities does that offer?
Well, there are many career opportunities at Goodwill. We have about 6,000 employees, and every day, each one is transforming lives.
And where can people get more information about Goodwill or about careers at Goodwill?
I would recommend that they go to goodwillsew.com and click on the careers button.
Well, thank you so much for that information, and of course for joining us for Thursday Night Lights.
Thank you so very much.
And back to you.
Kara, thank you. 14 straight by Franklin. They've jumped back on top of Bradford, 28-21. 4-play, 23-yard drive after the Baudry interception. They'll try a little onside action here. Ball deflects up. And taking it to the 32-yard line is Marshawn Bell. And so Bradford will take over there. Listen to Wendy's Varsity Blitz Show presented by your local Pick and Save stores this Saturday morning. 10 to 11 shortened show this week. Mike McGivern and Ryan McMillan will start to look at the playoffs and what teams need to win to get in. And discuss some of this year's surprises, both good and bad. That's Saturday morning at 10, only on Sports Radio 105.7 FM, The Fan. First and 10, Bradford. Trying to respond here. They took the lead. Now Franklin has regained the lead. They're going to try that hitch and go. They're going to go over the middle. Wide open is Williams. He'll take it. 10, 5, touchdown, Bradford. Marquand Williams, 68 yards over the middle, and Bradford answers.
That speed, that track speed that Marquand possesses, plus that little fake. Rather be on the sideline, he ran right up that seam.
It's twice now the safety's been fooled. It was Tobin earlier. This time it was Kyle Youngs who bit on the fake. Second touchdown reception tonight by Marquand Williams. Osmani connects on the extra point. We are tied at 28 with 46 seconds to play. Let's head to the sidelines. Mr. McGivern.
So, guys, each week I have kind of a favorite coach, and I watch him a lot. This week, the offensive line coach here at Kenosha Bradford. Man, I'll tell you, you want to talk about a guy that coaches with passion? Not only does he coach with passion, he asks questions, and then he answers them himself. It's awesome. I love watching this guy. He told him, look, if you do your job, we're going to come down and score quickly. Man, he was right.
The old hitch and go.
Another little point, probably not the common mixture. John Choi, the offensive line coach for Bradford, is the chorus teacher at Kenosha Indian Trail. And we watched him on Tuesday having his guys do their blocks against what they thought would be the little twists and turns Franklin would do. So it's great to see his kids respond. They're singing now.
68-yard pass from Martin to Marquand Williams. Williams, his second touchdown reception tonight. Bradford knots this game at 28 all.
Scott Steger has to be very happy with how the quarterback and wide receiver connected on that.
Again, a little short pop-up kick. Try and get down and cover. It's loose on the sideline. And it went out of bounds before Bradford could jump on it. They had a chance. Joey Bobek, did he make contact with the ball while it was in the field of play? Might have been Marquise Bradford. He is down. Well, the officials still sort this out. Again, we're probably at that point with hydration and the humidity tonight. Looks like they're working out a cramp. Let's take one more look. Again, this worked twice last week against Tremper. Now, did it hit the Franklin player before it darted out of bounds? That's probably the question there. You can see the reaction from Matt Rizzo. I don't think he touched it. Bradford player back up under his own power. Marquand Williams tonight now 6 receptions for 177 yards and 2 touchdowns. So evidently Bradford did touch it before it went out, so they will give the football to Franklin where it went out at the 38-yard line. Again, stacked 2 by 2 here for Elba. And he wants to throw with time. Tosses it over the middle. Dangerous pass, and it's incomplete. Again, Dominic Glass out there in coverage, patrolling that middle of the field.
Yeah, we were very impressed when we went to Franklin's practice this week, watching offensive coordinators Jeff Klemp and Jesse Miller kind of setting up their plays. And Jesse Miller, kind of a different combination. He's the sales rep. So a couple times he's missed a couple days of practice as he has to go around the country in his job. But you can see their offense has all kinds of wrinkles to it. Must be a nightmare for the defensive coordinator, Matt Grinke.
Elba's going to run it up the middle. He wanted that wide receiver screen. Bradford had it read well. Elba had the first down, then circled back, and I believe there's also a penalty marker at the 40-yard line. Elba had the first down but gave it up. TQ Washington there to make the tackle. And we'll check out the penalty. And this one's coming back. It's at 9 penalties tonight on
10-yard
Franklin.
penalty from the spot of the foul.
They've been significant penalties. Holding, personal foul, coming at just the wrong time.
He wanted that screen pass, but you could see the Bradford had that read well. I think that was Dominic Glass on the blitz on the outside. Broke that play down, and you saw Elba had the first down, then circled back, but negated by the holding penalty. Again, they'll go empty, 5 receivers. Elba with all kinds of time. Back over the middle, ball tipped and incomplete. Wanted Stauber running a crossing route that time across the middle of the 45-yard line. So 3rd down and 18 now for Franklin.
You know, we saw Franklin try to do one little trick play with the potential halfback pass. I don't know. I don't think we've seen Tobin come back into the game, so that's disrupting him a little bit. It'll be interesting to see what they decide to go with here.
Once again, an empty set here, sending 5 receivers out, 3 on the left. Bradford rushing 3, but they'll blitz a linebacker. It's Glass on the blitz. Elba under pressure, has to dump it off near side. Catch is made. Kent, but well short of the first down as he's hauled down near the 40-yard line. Amir Woods there to make the play. And time will expire here in the 3rd quarter. A dandy here in Kenosha. Southeast Conference rivals Franklin and Bradford tied at 28 as we head to the 4th on My 24. Franklin to punt as we begin the 4th quarter. John Weiser, Terry Kelly up in the booth. Mike McGivern, Kara, and John Pearson on the sideline tonight. Our My 24 sports crew in Kenosha. Bradford and Franklin knotted at 28. TQ Washington awaiting the punt. Jack Takarian. Driving Washington back inside the 20. First man missed. Washington tripped up as he made the 25-yard line. So Bradford now. Washington, I think, a little cramp as well. We're at that point in this ball game, as humid as it has been tonight. We kicked off. Temperatures were in the low 80s tonight. So a tie ball game as Martin leads his offense out. To go back to the well with that hitch and go somewhere here. They'll give it to Marshawn Bell. Big hole up the middle. Bruising his way across the 30 out to the 32-yard line. Marshawn Bell. Zach Martins brought him down, but 9-yard pickup. Bradford will hurry it up. Bell will get the first down and more. Bell breaking tackles across the 40, out to the 44-yard line. A pickup of 10 for Marshawn Bell.
When we talked to excuse me, when we talked to the coaches for Franklin, they were worried about Marshawn Bell and how strong of a runner he is.
Darden breaking tackles across midfield out to the 48-yard line of Franklin. Another pickup of 8. Bradford in the hurry up here, getting to the line of scrimmage. Again, Darden able to get the first down near the 45-yard line. This is something we used to run at Carthage called NASCAR. Coach Rux would call us NASCAR. Speed it up, speed it up. Little sugar huddle maybe, but you get them set at the line and go. Another first down this quarter brought to you by Bryant and Stratton College Athletics.
You can see Franklin trying to shuffle some fresh ball players in, try to work, not get worn down.
Swing it out to the far side. Catch is made inside the 35 down to the 34-yard line. That's our guy, Marquand Williams, tonight, working on player of the game.
And we've got to
approaching 200 yards in receptions tonight.
And we've got to tip our hat to Tony Martin. He's been coming back, trying to make that passing offense go.
Again, they'll hurry it up. Bell with the carry. Bell just moving the pile here. We'll get a couple. McGain, a little more than one. Second down, 9 coming. And we're early in the fourth, tied at 28. Let's head down to the sidelines and John Pearson.
All right, we got some breaking news. Marquand Williams is really good at football, and the person that knows the best, the most excited person about this is his mom, Nicole, as we watch the next play. Nicole, what is going on with your son? 2 amazing plays tonight.
You know what? He's been working hard, and he's all season, and he's really trying to make it happen for the Bradford team.
Okay, I interviewed him for our pregame show, and he said, we got something for you, but of course he's not going to tell me what it was. Could you tell there was something in store for Franklin tonight with Marquand?
Yeah, he's been talking about it. He's been really motivated with the team and everything, and he said he wanted to make a difference this year, and he's putting all the work in, and the team's been doing a good job, so they're making it happen.
And Nicole is actually, I'm interviewing her just because the other fans were asking her to be quiet and they wanted her out of there, but here's a play going deep right here, and there is a completion. Nice big play right there, and that is how she reacts to everything right there, and maybe we'll capture her going crazy for Marquand's next touchdown, guys.
John, thank you. Jazeer Woods with a nice catch down to the 12-yard line. A 22-yard pickup, first down for Bradford. Split backfield. Darden, the sophomore, nothing there. Franklin defense ready that time.
Got into a 4-man front that time, trying to change things up a little bit, alter the blocking patterns for Bradford.
Again, the Red Devils with no huddle, just looking to the sideline for the play. We'll get them set at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 9 from the Franklin 11. Martin will hand it off. Bell, big hole over the left side. Touchdown, Bradford. Marshawn Bell, originally going to go up the middle, took a step to his left. Nothing but green in front of him. Bell for the touchdown. Bradford back in front.
And I think we know who's very happy about that.
Nice job. That was Tostrud who set the edge out there. Yep. Tostrud set the edge, giving Bell the running room for the go-ahead touchdown. We're missing somebody out there on the end of the line. Missing a right tackle. They got to get somebody out there. Darden's going to line up on the wing. Snap, spot. Asmani's kick is good. 35-28. We'll step out. Kara has an interview with our fine friends at Menards.
Thank you so much. We stopped by the Menards in Franklin to find out a little bit more about what makes Menards a great company. I've got Greg here who's been with Menards for over 20 years. What makes Menards so unique?
Well, we're a family-owned company. We're based out of Wisconsin. We were founded in 1958. In Wisconsin, we got 43 stores and 12 right here in the Milwaukee area. We just want to be your hometown hardware store. We look forward to serving everybody in our neighborhoods.
And why is it important to support high school sports and Thursday Night Lights?
Well, with our strong values that we have, being family-owned, it kind of goes hand in hand with the strong values that high school athletics have. And we understand that the hard work and dedication make a successful team. We're committed to supporting our communities, and we look forward to serving, our neighborhood family and friends.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this season, and back to you guys.
Kara, thank you. All season we'll have the opportunity to talk with sponsors, coaches, and other guests down on the sidelines, finding out what's going on in the schools and communities we visit. Our sideline reports brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. Scoring drive for the Red Devils in just over 2.5 minutes, 9 plays, 75 yards. Bell, the touchdown run. Martin tonight, 6 of 8. And again, they tried that short pop-up kick, and it nearly worked. as the Sabres covered up at the 41-yard line. Martin in the second half tonight for Bradford, 6 of 8 for 169 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now Franklin will have it at their own 41-yard line.
Yeah, there's always that betwixt and between we talked about before. If you can recover that, that's fine, but if you don't make that connection, now you've set Franklin up in good field position.
Single man in the backfield behind Elba. Fake to Tobin. Elba rolling right. Comes back, screen left. That's Tobin with the catch. Penalty marker down as Tobin still on his feet inside the 30 and finally wrestled down at the 26-yard line.
I think they're going to call Franklin for an ineligible receiver downfield. That was the play, if you remember, in the state championship game that brought back what would have been a touchdown.
If it is on Franklin, that is their 10th infraction tonight.
Yeah, maybe they're going to pick up the flag. They have to decide if that was a pass behind the line of scrimmage, then that's okay. So they're having a big conversation here.
Let's head to Mike, a very special guest on the sideline, Mike.
You know, really special. Eric Doak III, before the year, arguably one of the best running backs in the state of Wisconsin, and he got hurt. I haven't seen anybody in the sidelines more excited for his teammates, feeling good about these guys.
Yeah, it's exciting to watch. I love it. I'm not out here with him, but mentally I'm all with him. I'm all for him. Feels good to see him doing good and knocking off a team like Franklin.
You know, we talked about that rivalry game with Tremper used to be big. Now it's Indian Trail. How much as a senior do you miss this?
I miss it a lot. I think about it a lot more than anything. I just wish I can be out here with the guys, but this is the next best thing I can do is just support him and fully support him.
John Wise, you're right. This is a really good young man.
I like that young man, Mr. Doak. He is a very, very good athlete and a very fine student as well. They wave off the penalty, so Franklin gets the 34-yard pickup to the Bradford 25, and on that play, Jake Stauber able to make the catch for 9. Brought down by Dominique Glass. 8 tackles tonight for Glass. Eric Doak III, a very special person both on and off the field, and hats off to Northern Illinois. They recruited him. He signed early. One of the first calls that Mr. Doak got after his injury was from his college coach-to-be, saying, don't worry, we've got you covered. 2nd and 1 from the 16. Elba going high, and it's incomplete. Looking for Stauber that time, and a little skinny post route from that far side, broken up by Joey Bobek.
Just a shade behind the receiver. You can see how they run that at 2 levels, having those receivers break towards the middle.
They come right back here with 3rd and 1 now for Franklin. Again, this is like a prize fight tonight. Punch, counter punch by 2 heavyweights in the center of the ring. Franklin and Bradford going back and forth tonight. Hope you're enjoying it at home. We're enjoying bringing this to you on My 24 Sports Crew tonight. Empty on 3rd and 1. Elba going to keep it up the middle. Big hole inside the 10. Touchdown, Franklin. Max Elba walking it in from 16 yards out. And the Sabres an extra point away from tying this one up.
When you spread those receivers out and you're in man-to-man defense, there's nobody left to account for the quarterback.
3rd rushing touchdown on the year for Elba. Nico Rosales had a chance back at the 10-yard line, but couldn't get the 6'5 senior to the turf. To carry in for the extra point. This one's up and good. We are tied at 35, our 4th tie tonight.
You know, Max Alba obviously has the experience, so it's playing big dividends right now.
Well, we were looking for our watershed moment here tonight. Many to choose from, but brought to you by Sweetwater, our watershed moment of the game. The interception by Beaudry that changed the complexion here. Bradford was on the roll. The ball was tipped. Baudry able to come underneath it. Franklin was able to roll it into the end zone. Our game-changing moment reminds us that you can be a game changer in Watershed. When it rains, stormwater washes litter, yard waste, chemicals, and other debris into our rivers and lakes. Visit respectourwaters.org to learn what you can do to prevent water pollution. 59 yards in 4 plays in just over a minute. Elba from 16 yards out with the rushing touchdown ties the game at 35.
Yeah, we haven't seen those 7-8 minute drives in this game.
TQ Washington deep of the 3, and they're going to try a little line drive kick. TQ will take it across the 30. Fights his way forward to the 35-yard line. 15-yard return for TQ Washington. Bradford now in pretty good field position here with exactly 8 minutes to go in a tie ball game. Well, they went with what I would call that NASCAR to start that last drive. Caught Franklin a little off guard with that. So we'll see what Scott Steger, the offensive coordinator there in the near part of your screen, has drawn up. Two receivers left, 2 backs in the backfield here surrounding Martin. Fakes the double handoff. Wants to throw on the run, completes. No, it does not. In and out of the hands. I think it was Tostrud, the intended receiver. And Tobin, Brad Tobin going both ways, broke that one up. So 2nd and 10 here for Bradford.
I think Bradford fans a little bit upset. They wondered if that was almost a targeting call.
We got a penalty marker thrown here by the near side official. I don't know if they're going to get Matt Rizzo for an unsportsmanlike. Let's see.
Conduct on the Bradford bench. 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
It's exactly what it was. Matt Rizzo getting a sideline unsportsmanlike conduct. You remember the game we did here last year. Matt's dad, Tom,
yes,
a little displeased with some of the calls late in that ball game.
Matt's trying to plead his case here as saying, hey, I thought it was a targeting call, thought you missed it.
Gary Kufal. Tom Rizzo's right in there as well.
So now it's important. You have to regain your composure and get yourself set.
So 15-yard penalty. Let's take a look at that last play and just see.
It's in front.
And it was with the shoulder.
And
unless he was looking for the taunt there that we had earlier. Maybe that's what set him off. Martin going to try and pass it. Is it intercepted? No, incomplete is the ruling. It was a dangerous pass. Again, it looked like it was deflected at the line, and nearly coming away with it was Logan Brown, Lewis Brown, the coach's son.
Yeah, that's about the 5th tip pass Franklin's made. And, you know, you've got to give credit to the defensive coaches for saying, hey, if you can't get through to the quarterback, jump up, knock that ball down.
Again, Martin 5'10", 160. But now a 3rd and 25 from the 20-yard line. Martin going to step up in the pocket, now on the scramble. Circles back. Going to throw it back near sideline and throw it away incomplete. Nearest receiver was Marquand Williams. That pretty good effort there on the part of Martin. Let's see who gets the ball.
Coach Rizzo making the catch.
Oh, he was a UW lacrosse kind of guy. That one-handed grabs like that back in his college days. Great player here at Tremper High School. Head coach at Bradford. So the Red Devils will punt here. Tobin standing at his own 45. High snap nearly went over the head of Plaza. They'll get off an end-over-end kick. Fair catch running up. Missed it. On the turf, Bradford recovers. Tobin was signaling for a fair catch. Lost control of it, and falling at it for the Red Devils is Bradford. Marquise Bradford. Coach, what's the first rule when you single fair catch?
Catch it.
Went right through his hands. Bradford gets it right back at the 45-yard line. So now Bradford with a fresh set of downs with 7.5 to play in a tie ball game. Sabres will rush 3. Bell, nowhere to go. Nothing opened up on that line for no gain. Marshawn Bell, I should say. Again, they only had 3 men at the lineman position with a linebacker coming up for support.
But it's still a gap control defense. A lot of people don't realize with the 3-5, people have a designated spot that they're responsible for. And you're also seeing Franklin, as the ball's getting ready to be snapped, people are moving to throw off that blocking scheme too against them.
It's time a 4-man front. Tostrud in motion to the left. Martin looking left. Throws nobody there. Dangerous pass. Too many white shirts out there. Not enough red jerseys near that football. And quickly 3rd down here for Bradford once again.
Yeah, they got the break that they needed. Now they have to be able to capitalize on it.
So 3rd and 10 for the Red Devils at their own 45-yard line. Trips to the left here. Darden the single back. See if they come back to Williams. Go over the middle, looking for Williams. Trying to get it. Nice play to bat it away was Tobin. Got his left hand in there as Martin was going to try and drop one over the top to Marquand Williams.
Got that hand up.
Just in time. And again, timed it watching the receiver Williams. As soon as his hand started to go up, Tobin took that left hand up in the air. Now we've got a holding call here on Bradford on that play.
That penalty
will
is
be declined.
4th down.
We'll bring up 4th down.
You know, there's a sign of a good ball player. Fumbled the punt, comes right back and makes that play on defense. You know, you have to forget about the last play, move on to the next one. Exactly what Brad Tobin did.
Again, one of the captains here on that Sabre sideline as well.
We saw him honored before the game as outstanding student as well. All A's. I think that was your report card, wasn't it, back in high school?
Mom, if you're watching, no comment. 4th and 10, another bad snap, but Plaza able to get to it. Again, fair catch signaled for, this time made at the 24-yard line. 6:38 to play, tied at 35. It's right here in the hands of Alba now. Can the Bradford defense come up with a stop here? Late getting on the field is Marquise Bradford. Elba will send 4 receivers out, single back. Bradford showing blitz. They will hand it off. Tobin trying to go up the middle. Maybe a yard. Glass cousins both there. Trey and Dominique to make the stop.
Yeah, coaches from Bradford talked about trying to blitz the Glass cousins. But you got to be careful if you take those 2 guys out of the middle of your field. Now you've lost 2 of your best tacklers.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Alba with time. Now under pressure, and down he goes back at the 20-yard line. Nolan Day, I believe, credited with the sack. The 6-foot senior up front for the Red Devils. It'll be a loss back to the 20 3-yard line. Sets up a 3rd and 12. You got to watch it here. If you bring pressure, empty backfield here. 5 receivers going out. Quick pass far side. They'll try the screen pass. Complete. First down and more. Down the far sideline. Across the 45 to the 46-yard line. That is Stauber, Jake Stauber, the senior, with a huge reception in a Bryant and Stratton College athletics first down for Franklin.
Once again, the 2 wide receivers out in front of that guy made excellent blocks, allowed Stauber to get upfield.
TQ Washington getting into the turf. 1st and 10 Franklin, their own 46. Empty again, Elba coming back near side, completes to Hansing. Hansing across midfield, and that's as far as he'll get. Bobick along with Bradford there to make the stop for the Red Devils.
They're trying to pull that ball away, but held on to the ball well.
Check, that was Nolan Jessup on the reception. Again, they'll go empty. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Elba going to run it, trying to get the edge. Going to be pulled down close to a first down. I believe he's going to be short by about a yard. First one there was Nate Schwartz. Take one more look. Fake the screen and take it upfield. Schwartz right down the back of the line. Chased him down. Well, critical 3rd down. 3rd and 1 from the Bradford 46-yard line. They need to get across the 45. And Bradford jumped the neutral zone. Trey Glass.
Encroachment on the defense. 5-yard
penalty. Jumped the neutral zone, broke the plane. The result of the penalty, a first down.
Trying to time up, the snap counting to get in there.
Right there.
Good discipline by the offensive line for Franklin.
That one hurt. 1st and 10 now at the Bradford 41. Clock rolling, 3:50 to play. Again empty. 5 receivers going out for Elba. All kinds of time. He'll take it upfield. Elba tries to cut back across the 40. Turf will make the tackle there at about the 37-yard line.
That front 3 that they had employed that time for Bradford definitely outweighed by that much bigger Franklin line. Very difficult for them to put any kind of pressure on them.
And Elba already with that brace on that left knee.
Yeah, throughout the year, Elba's been averaging over 6 yards a carry. So certainly not a liability when it comes to running.
Picked up 4 there, 2nd and 6. On the roll is Elba. Elba going to be pushed to the boundary and out of bounds near the 35-yard line. Good job by Glass that time. Able to continue to pursue him to the boundary. Another big 3rd down facing the Sabres here. 3rd and 4 from Bradford's 35-yard line. Mike Granke, the defensive coordinator down there, on the Bradford sideline. Again, Elba will step in under center. Drags a man in motion.
That stretch.
Try and run it, and it stops short of the first down.
Trying to run that stretch play to the left.
You called it, Coach. Tobin on the carry. Double nickels, Jake Lampe wrapped him up. Great job to shed his block at the line of scrimmage and step in to make that play. 4 down territory for Franklin. They'll empty the backfield here. Trips to the near side, 2 receivers far side. They'll drag man in motion, Jessup. Elba with time, going back, incomplete. Incomplete.
Yeah.
Looking for a flag. Did they get it? They did. There was contact as that ball got there. I believe that was Nate Schwartz who hit the receiver. 2 costly penalties on Bradford on this drive.
Pass interference on the defense, number 40. Be a 15-yard penalty. First down.
I don't know if we get the replay here. Let's take a look. I thought there was contact just as the ball got there. You can see right there. I don't know if you could call that incidental or not, but it
couldn't tell if their feet got tangled up or what.
I know Matt didn't like that call, but 15 from the line of scrimmage in high school. So this will move the football inside the 21-yard line of Bradford. 2:13 to play. We're tied at 35. Elba will hand it off. Tobin with the carry, nowhere to go. Stout Red Devil defense that time. Trey Glass once again. Able to wrap him up single-handedly there. And 41 solo tackles coming into the game tonight.
Coach Rizzo said he just loves to play.
That's 8 tackles on the night. Loss of 2, 2nd and 12. Elba to his left. Going to throw back over the middle. Ball in the air. It's broken up. Incomplete. Intended for Hansing. Broken up by Tremel Harris, who turned around just in the nick of time to knock that one away. So 3rd and 12. One more look.
Let's see if they go back to that wide receiver screen once again. Play's been good to him tonight.
Looks like they'll stack 2 receivers aside here with a single back in the backfield. 3rd and 12 from the Bradford 23. Elba, they're going to try and set that wide receiver screen up the middle. The Red Devils have it red. It'll go as a 4-yard pickup to Tobin. And now a timeout taken by Bradford with 1:21. We'll step out as well. We're tied at 35, coming down to a 4th down for Franklin when we come back. Our U.S. Cellular Thursday Night Lights presented by Northwest Surgery Center on My 24. Great one tonight in Kenosha. 1:21 to go. We're tied at 35. Franklin facing a 4th down. It's the show featuring 2 adults, 1 kid, and no grown-ups. Don't miss 2.5 Men weeknights at 5 and 5:30 here on Milwaukee's My 24. They will attempt a field goal. Middle of the field, 27-yard line, a 37-yard attempt. Takarian, Stauber on the hold. Logan Brown will be the long snapper. Spot good. Kick on the way. It is good. 37 yards by Jack Takarian. And Franklin with a 38-35 lead with 1:17 to play.
You know, you talked about the game tonight being like a fight, punch, counter punch, and that's what these 2 teams have been doing. And now have to see how Bradford can respond. Only 1:17 left.
No doubt about that one. Split the uprights. Now Bradford will get the ball back. They will have 2 timeouts. Matt Rizzo and this Bradford team, and taking the number 2 team in the state right to the mat here.
He has to be very pleased with what he's seen his team do tonight. But being pleased can't take the place of getting that win, so I'm sure that's what Bradford's going to try their best to accomplish here.
A 12-play, 75-yard, aided by a pair of penalties on Bradford on that drive. We'll roll it around. Mari Evans nowhere to go as he gets to the 28-yard line. Check that TQ Washington. They'll mark him at the 27, make it the 28. So Bradford with 1:11 and 2 timeouts. Let's see how they can handle it down by 3. Again, those 2 penalties, that pass interference and then jumping offside on a 3rd down. Single back will be Darden. Double slots here, 4 receivers for Bradford. Martin will work from the pistol. Wants to throw. Complete. Marquand Williams takes it out to the 35-yard line.
And unfortunately, he has a cramp right now. Not the man we want to see going out of the game.
Gain of 18 out to the 45-yard line, and play held up for Marquand Williams. Again, the humidity tonight. So we'll get him some fluids and try and stretch out and massage out that cramp in the leg. Stopping play here with 1:06. Williams tonight close to 200 yards and receptions tonight.
Yeah, that time they had it once again, that double coverage, playing the guy over the top. But what happened that time is you saw Marquand do a little slant in, get behind that front man, catch it in front of that safety brought over the top.
You see the Franklin section on that far side. The Bradford section here on the near side. So they're still working on Marquand Williams. Appears to be a cramp in that left leg.
Yeah, Franklin moves on from this game. Next week they have Kenosha Indian Trails, who's 3-0 in the conference. Then Horlick, 3-0 in the conference, and they finish up the season with Tremper.
Bradford, on the other hand, they have Park, then Indian Trail, and wrap up the season against an improved Racine Case team.
As we said at the outset tonight, they didn't want to go into those 3 games having to win all 3 just to qualify. They certainly have put on a fine performance tonight.
Again, Franklin undefeated. They were a 2-point conversion away from dropping their 2nd game of the season against Wilmot. But they hung on for that victory. They beat their arch rival Oak Creek last week. Matt Rizzo nervously pacing. Again, they're still tending to Marquand Williams, trying to work that cramp out of his left leg. And now he's up under his own power. That's a good sign there. Have to come off for one play here. He stayed in bounds, so the clock will start on the official signal here. So they'll wind it down. 1st and 10. Martin wants to throw back over the middle. Sliding grab inside the 40 down to the Franklin 37-yard line. It's Tostrud. Cody Tostrud with the reception. Clock will stop while they reset the chains at the Franklin 38-yard line. Little hitch and go coming back near side. Complete the pass. Rolling out of bounds with it. Isaiah Arrington in there for Marquand Williams. Now Williams back out there for the Red Devils. Pickup of 4, 2nd and 6. Clock stop with 50 seconds. Two by two are the receivers here. Single back is Darden. Tostrud in motion. Hitch and go left side, going to throw, looking for that far pylon. It's going to overthrow incomplete, looking for Tostrud down that far sideline. Franklin, who's fallen for that little hitch and go tonight, tighten it up there, weren't biting on the fishing tackle that time by Mark.
And obviously Marquand Williams, with his speed, makes that play just a bit more effective.
Well, now it's third down, 3rd and 6. Showing blitz off the edge. Martin completes the pass. Jazir Woods and out of bounds near the 23, make it the 22-yard line. Pickup of 11, first down, Bradford. Bryant and Stratton College bringing you these first downs here in this fourth quarter.
Spreading the ball around a little bit now. Tony Martin getting 2 other receivers in this drive besides Marquand Williams.
They'll go trips near side here on first down. Martin throwing. Pass incomplete. Looking for Marshawn Bell. Couldn't gather that one in. 2nd and 10 from the 23, 36 seconds to play.
Still have 2 timeouts. Gives them some options here in terms of how they are going to play these next set of downs.
4 receivers, 2 to a side. Martin again. Back near side, complete. Marquand Williams making the diving grab inside the 15-yard line. Didn't pick up the first down. Clock continues to roll. And now a timeout. Too much time evaporating here on the Red Devils before they take this timeout. They lost a good 7 or 8 seconds here.
Right.
It'll be 3rd and short when play resumes, but Bradford now forced to take a timeout. They have 1 remaining. A Scott Steger will get in the offensive huddle, the offensive coordinator for Bradford.
This would be a case if they pick up the first down, they very well may clock it on that first play just to give themselves a little bit of time to get set. They also have to think about whether or not they would go for a field goal to tie the game. Given their druthers, we know what they'd like to see.
I was going to say, last year against Indian Trail. Bradford has 1 timeout remaining. 19 seconds, facing a 3rd and 2 at the Franklin 13. Darden is the single back. 4 receivers going out. Martin comes back on the screen, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down as Williams makes the reception. Where's the clock stopped here? Now they got to wind it. It's 4th and inches here, and Bradford has to take their final timeout. I think Matt Rizzo wanted a measurement here, and I'm not sure if the officials obliged him on that or not. I think that's what Matt was waiting for, to see if they would measure.
That's got to be awfully close, John, as you look at where the...
As I understand it, Coach, you can ask for a measurement. You can't always be granted a measurement, I believe is how that works. But, I mean, at this stage of the game, so Bradford has to take their final timeout. 11 seconds to play. Now you've got a 4th and inches. We get a good look here. And he's going to be a yard
short.
shy. And he was down,
but I'm surprised, given how the play finished there, they at least didn't get a measurement.
Or was a run that ended up short of the first down.
Well,
the officials did not stop the clock.
4th and inches.
However, the clock stopped.
Will stop if Bradford makes the first down to reset the chain, and then they're going to have to clock it.
Timeout was taken by Bradford. So 4th down. The clock will start on the snap.
Gary Kufel explaining that the Red Devils were short of the line to gain. And let's see what's going to happen here. They're going to kick it. Looks like they're going to try the field goal. So Asmani will come in to attempt to tie it here. It will appear to be a 30-yard attempt. Just inside the left hash mark. So Asmani. And now Franklin will freeze him. And Asmani knew it. So Franklin takes the first of their 3 timeouts. So
Asmani, a sophomore kicker, you're putting a lot of pressure on him.
Well,
you know the man is a Carthage grad, Scott Steger. Would he have the gall to run a fake?
I'm going to say no. As much as the late Coach Rucks looking down would say, I don't think so.
One of those things, if you do it and it works, you're a hero. If you miss it, you're the dumbest man in the face of the earth.
Tostrad will hold at the 20, a 30-yard attempt. Trey Glass is the long snapper for the Red Devils. This to tie the game.
Will they call a second timeout to freeze him?
Snap, spot, kick, it's a line drive, and it's good! Asmani, a 30-yard field goal, ties the game at 38 with 5 seconds left here in the fourth. The sophomore kicker, Aryan Asmani. Just enough.
That's all it has to be.
And Rizzo, Matt Rizzo, you couldn't tell. He must be a good poker player.
Yes, yes. And Arion has an older brother, a senior, who's one of the defensive backs for Bradford, Mikhail.
So Bradford ties it here late. We're staring down overtime for the first time this year. Eight plays, 73 yards. In a minute 6, the 30-yard field goal by Asmani.
Excellent composure by Tony Martin as he managed that drive. 3, I think, different receivers catching critical passes.
All 3 components of that field goal attempt. The snap, the spot, and the kick all working there. So the run up by Asmani. Try the short kick. Run up to the 40-yard line. So 3 seconds left, so the Sabres will get one play here. So we'll see what Franklin wants to do here. I know Lewis Brown, maybe you just empty the backfield and just let Elba try and throw it as deep and far as he can and have somebody run underneath it.
Well, facing the number 2 ranked team in the state, Bradford has responded to the challenge, played very well.
I think they're just going to take a knee and lead us into overtime. So each team will get a possession here in overtime. We'll have a coin flip to decide who will get the ball first.
And usually if you win the flip, you elect to go on defense so you know what you have to do.
So overtime tonight in Kenosha. Franklin and Bradford tied at 38. Here's the last Bradford drive. As we said, Tony Martin. Pass out to Williams. And then this big first down sliding grab by Tostrud, keeping that drive alive. And the poise by Tony Martin, able to swing it out to Jajir Woods. 3 different receivers so far on this drive. Then comes back near side over the middle. Williams again with that reception, and that set up the 30-yard field goal by Osmani. And that's where we're at. First overtime here for Bradford and Franklin. We'll have the captains meet at the center of the field for the coin flip.
Well, last week we had our player of the game turn out to be Whitefish Bay's kicker, who kicked 4 field goals. Be interesting to see who winds up getting that honor tonight, and there certainly are some very deserving candidates.
How about the game Williams has had tonight, catching the football? Over 200 yards reception tonight.
Right, and Max Alba directed the Franklin offense well. You've got Dominique and Trey Glass, number of tackles they've made.
You see Eric Doak out there. He's been the captain for every game. Gets his jersey every game. Matt Rizzo makes sure of that.
Be nice to have a player who scored 21 touchdowns a year ago back.
Heads is the call. Heads is the call. That is a heads. You've won the toss. Okay, so you're going to go defense. Okay. Which end of the field do you want to play at? Got it. Okay. White won the toss. Bradford's going to have the first down. Bradford.
Franklin
over here, guys. There you go.
Get the ball.
There you go. There you go. Bradford's got a first down. First down.
So Bradford
okay, guys,
has the
good
ball.
luck.
Franklin won the toss.
Elected to go on defense. You see Tobin and Glass out there exchanging handshakes, tremendous amount of respect for one another.
Tony Martin tonight, 18 of 38 for 317 yards and 2 touchdowns. Elba, 26 of 43, 338 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tom Swiddle's gone through 3 pencils tonight. Statistician each and every game.
Well, he and Eric Murray does our defensive stats. Outstanding job. Had my son Brian Kelly fill in a couple times. They can help us look like we know what we're doing.
Bradford offense will start it here from the 25. Untimed downs. Make first downs. Continue on. Defensive score. Game over.
So you try to get in Stott Seeger's mind. Will he try that little pass that's worked so well to Williams?
Our first play in overtime for Bradford. Martin with time. Now under pressure. Martin scrambling. Going to throw it away. Heads up play by Tony Martin, the quarterback. So he was being chased to the boundary, able to get rid of it. Sets up 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Good coverage that time by the defensive backs for Franklin.
And if you're joining us, we're in the first overtime, first possession here for Bradford. 2-back set. Marshawn Bell. Bell spins out of 1 tackle, falls forward down to the 21-yard line. Pick up a 4 for Marshawn Bell. Brings up 3rd and 6 for Bradford. See the offensive line tonight, that left side, Lyons and Struck trying to create some room for Bell. 3rd and 5 from the 20. Thrown high and dropped incomplete. It was thrown high. Bell got a hand on it but couldn't gather it in, and now it's 4th down. And Asmani's going to have to come in for the field goal. About a 37-yarder. And they kicked the 30-yarder to send us into overtime.
I saw Murphy McCutcheon go up high that time, almost was able to deflect that. The number of balls that they've altered out of Tony Martin's hand is incredible tonight.
Again, Glass on the long snap, Tostrud on the hold. 37-yarder for Asmani. Gets this one away, and this one is good. Asmani again, this time from 37. 41-38 Bradford. The sophomore kicker for the Red Devils comes through again. Just got that through the left upright. So Franklin will get their turn now in this first overtime from the 25. Now the Red Devil defense going to be called upon here. They're going to go with 2 backs in the backfield, 2 receivers near side. Single coverage up top. Play handoff. Wrapped up immediately. Tobin nowhere to go. Dominique Glass. 13 tackles for Glass tonight. So it'll be a loss of 3 back to the 28, 2nd and 13.
Now here comes that trips formation to the left side. Once again, will we see that screen pass, little bubble screen.
Empty backfield, 5 receivers for Elba. Under pressure. Elba going to cut it upfield. Elba is going to get the first down at the 15-yard line, out of bounds at the 14. 14-yard pickup for the senior quarterback. Headed to North Carolina for baseball.
Yeah, they needed to keep that outside contained. When they lost that on the outside, gave Alba the shot to get up to the sideline.
15-yard pickup to the 13-yard line. 1st and 10 Franklin. Their possession in overtime, trailing by 3. Trips to the right side, single back Tobin. Elba. Nope, penalty markers at the snap. False start on Franklin. 11 penalties tonight on the Sabres.
That's something Coach Lewis Brown is really going to talk to his
First
team
down.
about in terms of cleaning that up. That is, not only has it enabled Bradford to keep some drives going, it's thwarted some of Franklin's drives.
Move it to the 18, 1st and 15 for Franklin. Two by 2 here are the receivers. Elba from the pistol. Stauber in motion far side. We'll throw it back over the middle. Catch is made. That is Jessup falling near the 10-yard line.
Not quite sure Jessup, but he must have close to 8-9 catches this evening.
Just sat down, found a seam, camped out, and Elba found him. Pickup of about 7, sets up 2nd and 8. From the 11-yard line, Bradford getting a 37-yard field goal on their possession here in overtime. Have to keep the Sabres out of the end zone. Stacked 2 by 2 are the receivers. He'll keep it. Elba trying to go up the middle. Elba diving forward inside the 5, down to the 2. It'll be enough for a first down for the Sabres. You've got a 1st and goal situation here for Franklin. Each team gets 1 timeout here in this overtime. From the 2, 1st and goal, Franklin. Tobin, single back. Alba in under center. Hand off Tobin. Tobin, touchdown, game over. Brad Tobin wins it for Franklin, going over from the 2.
Ran right to that left side behind the Narai brothers, Peter and Josh. Peter, a captain, and Josh, also a senior, 6'4", 230.
And the Franklin Sabres escape Kenosha with the victory tonight. They needed overtime to do it, but they defeat Bradford 44-41. Here's the touchdown. Again, as you said, running behind the Nari brothers, and Franklin remains undefeated, getting to 6-0 on the year. 44-41, an overtime thriller tonight. Back with our post-game wrap-up right after this. "44-41, your final in overtime tonight. Red Devils get a 37-yard field goal on their first possession, but the Sabres come right back. The 2-yard touchdown run by Tobin wins it for Franklin. They remain undefeated. To the sideline we go, and our player of the game.
Max Alba, congratulations. Heck of a game tonight, man. I'm telling you, one of the better games we've had. Anybody you want to thank?
Absolutely. I want to thank all my offensive line, the wideouts, the whole defense. It was a great team win. That away, boys!
Sergeant Teeman.
It was a great game, guys. You guys fought it all the way to the end. Didn't know which way it was going the whole game, but you guys were the ones that stuck it out, so congratulations.
U.S. Army strong right there, right?
That it is.
There you go, player of the game. You can give him the trophy. Back to you, boys.
Thanks, Mike. Max Alba, the senior quarterback, going to go to North Carolina on a baseball scholarship. 27 of 44 tonight, 345 yards and a pair of touchdowns. Also 12 carries for 52 yards tonight. Our U.S. Army player of the game.
I don't know if you're going to find a much better team that's 1-3 in their conference, the Kenosha Bradford. They faced this challenge, but you have to tip your hat to Franklin. When they had to respond, that's what they did.
Max Alba, our player of the game, brought to you all season long by the U.S. Army. Army strong. 44-41, Franklin in overtime. Let's head down to the sideline for the winner's trophy. Brought to you by Rudig Trophies. When you think trophies, think Rudig Trophies. Mike.
Well, I'll tell you, it's like a playoff game right there. Coach, you know what? You guys obviously played till the end. It's awesome. Bradford gave you everything they had.
Absolutely. It was like a playoff game for them, to be honest. I mean, I can't believe they have 3 losses in our conference. That just goes to show you how deep our conference is this year. That's a great team we just beat.
Coach, I was really impressed with your team. All the way through, they fought, they stuck together. That offensive line gave that quarterback a lot of time. You guys did awfully well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like Max said, I think I heard him behind the group here. He said that was a team win. It really was. Every guy, right down to our special teams, our kicker, everyone. It was an unbelievable team win. To come back from from Oak Creek last week, that huge game, a short week, to come back, play a tough team like this on a muggy night, it was a heck of a win. It really was.
No, I agree with that. Hey, boys, congratulations, Coach. Good luck the rest of the way. Back to you, boys.
44-41 in overtime. Back with a final word in Kenosha right after this. In overtime tonight, the Franklin Sabres continue their undefeated run, 6-0 now, 44-41 over the Bradford Red Devils. Our play of the game brought to you by Goodwill and the Power of Work. Why not? Brad Tobin, the touchdown run in overtime. Our play of the game tonight brought to you by Goodwill and the Power of Work. Next week's game features a Woodland East Conference matchup. Greenfield takes on Whitnall. It all starts next Thursday at 6:30 with our Window Depot of Milwaukee pregame show, followed by the kickoff at 7. And don't forget, tonight's game will be rebroadcast Sunday night at 7 right here on My 24. My thanks up in the booth tonight to Tom Swiddle, our statistician, Eric Murray, our spotter, for Terry Kelly, John Weiser, and our entire My 24 sports crew saying good night from Kenosha, Bradford. Franklin in overtime, 44-41. Our U.S. Cellular Thursday Night Lights presented by Northwest Surgery Center. Good night.
U.S. Cellular's Thursday Night Lights presented by Northwest Surgery Center on My-24 is brought to you by U.S. Cellular, in the middle of anywhere. Northwest Surgery Center, Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, Menards, and by the Big 920. Additional support has been provided by the U.S. Army, Goodwill, Salvation Army, Sweetwater, Gruber Law Offices, and Bryant and Stratton College Athletics.